Within each and every role player lives this homeless character who wants nothing more than to quiet the heartbeat of every living thing that stands in his way. Today we celebrate this all too familiar character with...
Well now, looky here. It's the Murder Hobo Show.
A second here. Let's do a thing. Let's get after it here. Welcome to the Murder Hobo Show. We're going to try and work out some stuff. This is we're back at it with the Last Parsec Irongate. We've got the old crew showing up, and we're going to run some sci-fi as soon as we work out some bugs. But I didn't want you guys to stare at the sci-fi screen. So, what the hell is that, Pete? And why don't I see it?
That's what I see.
Yeah, that is the same thing.
That is rather weird and unique. Now, why don't I see that? Why do I not see that? Let's see what happens when Vay gets into the game. We might just have to pull the pin on this bitch right out of the gate until we figure this one out.
You mean the black things across the screen?
Oh, have you got it too? Okay, so then it's obviously something is up with this table.
But the good news is my mini is standing up, so that's awesome.
I think that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Why is there a gigantic frickin'...
I don't know, but I can click.
Is that all from? I mean, it looks like GM stuff. That doesn't. Really
It's his light thing, isn't it? For his light controls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've got full access to clicking this stuff.
Right click, delete. Did that make it go away?
No.
No, but it stopped. No.
Oh, here, I know what I can do. All right, so if I go to options and I go to permissions, if I allow you permissions to see zones, no, flicking, combining decals, notes, scaling, locking. Okay, so I'm going to unlock. You now have the ability to lock and unlock stuff. Can you right click on some of that and try unlocking it and see if I can...
Yeah, I get nothing right clicking.
No.
I get nothing left clicking. I get nothing. God
Tablet,
damn it.
music, saving. Zones, line.
To reacquaint myself with TTS here. Fuck, it's been a while.
Can you hold down Alt and drag over parts of it? What happens if I change the table? Did it go away?
No, it's holding Alt down. It makes us zoom in the bits that we already got.
Okay. Let's try a thing. Let's go clear. End. Let's go to games and let's go to my Savage Worlds table and load this.
So you just shit tabletop. Oh, okay. There we go. Hold on.
Is that? This one's loading now.
Yeah, I got a purple background and
yep, that's good.
All the mats. That's so far so good.
Okay, so this one basically works then.
Well, so far.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, we all know Vey is just a robot AI. So, I mean, she could have this thing fixed in like 3 seconds. She's just fucking with you.
This table is fucking pooched too. I will tell you why, because I will be locking and unlocking it. Right click. Scripting. You're going to have to bear with me for a second here. I got to go back to the other table. So games, the Last Parsec, Irongate. And this is how we fix it. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. This one has it now all of a sudden too? Maybe not.
This one's okay.
Yep, so far so good.
So this one's fine.
Yeah, there's no map in the middle, but all our character sheets are there. And
Well, that's
Well,
weird.
that's
All I did was just load a different one and then come back to this one. All right. Lock this. And then load this.
Yeah.
All right, is it back?
Yes. Looking good.
That is the weirdest thing. It's weird that you all loaded into that because all I did was just go load another table and then come back. But you know what else I did? Suckers, I forgot my freaking coffee. So I'm going to be back in 2 seconds while I run upstairs and get it. Well, no, I did bring it down. Where did I put it? I put it right behind me. So I don't even have to go upstairs. I just got to turn around to get rid of my fucking pasty mouth. All right, cool. I'm glad we're all fixed up and running. A delicious morning coffee.
It wouldn't be the same without technical issues, though, would it?
No, it wouldn't. It would not. That is weird. All right.
It sucks doing it in real life, doesn't it? Because in real life, you don't get all these issues.
Yeah. This is true. My digital stuff doesn't screw up in my real life. That is definitely a true thing. This channel general #general.
I am back.
Oh, I don't know what's going on over there. PDFs. I am not watching the chat channel. I do not need this. Somebody just dropped. Who is dropping? Stop, drop, and roll. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Last Parsec, Irongate. You guys all read the primer, so that is kind of cool, I hope. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You probably fucking didn't because you're players. I don't want to export that to images.
Yeah,
File, where's home? Is there an open recent? Recent files. Where's the primer? I probably don't even have the fucking primer on my thing, do I? Oh, I do. Primary races, primary communications. Here we go. The Last Parsec is a story of exploration in a limited universe of mystery and adventure. That's very exciting, but kind of dumb at the same time. So, the known worlds, the volume of space most thoroughly explored by the various races spans the width of the Milky Way's galaxy, galaxy's Orion Arms. Orion Arm. Wow. The thousands of inhabited worlds are scattered among the billions of star systems, most of which have never been explored. And there's some other shit about some government and stuff like that. Most of the places are controlled by corporations. A number of system-spanning empires exist, such as the United Confederation in the Milky Way, or the Rakishan-Tazanian Empire. But even these are tiny compared to the vastness of the known worlds. Currency. Most individual systems maintain their own system of currency. Occasionally, a closely aligned group of worlds shares a single type of currency. So mostly what we're going to be working with in this game is Jump Core credits, is what they will be called. Space travel in the Last Parsec is faster than light. They also have faster than light communication. none of this is really going to matter to you suckers because I'm stuffing your asses on a fucking prison planet, which is going to be fantastic and fun. Communications can also be beamed through hyperspace, which I just explained. And millions of languages are spoken across the universe, but with the known world's lingua. Lingua universal is the standard. Most traders, travelers, and explorers are fluent in it, and most ships' consoles and other electronics are labeled in what is called uni. So we won't be dealing with languages because everybody basically speaks lingua universal, except for Pete, who's a special insect baby boy. And now, Pete, I also gave you two. I don't know. You could choose which one you want. What else we got? Jump Corps. So the Last Parsec, the player characters work for the galaxy-spanning corporation called Jump Corps. This is you guys. Jump Corps operates across the cosmos, dealing in everything from trade to mining, security, and exploration. So they are just basically a gigantic corporation, and you folks happen to work in the securities section of the corporation. Jump Corps exploration teams and other all-hours members live and work aboard their vessel or station. Your salary is 5,000 credits for 30 standard days of service, plus room and board. And you're going to get a 3% bonus every year, but I'm going to kill you before the first week is over, so you don't have to worry about that. Generally, your equipment is given to you by Jump Corps. They aid you in, giving you the equipment that you need and shit like that. And then we've got what you guys are. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a different thing here with Savage Worlds that I'm trying out that I really like from ICRPG. I think I can unlock my adventure deck, and I'm going to spin it off over here. If I flip this sucker over, no, not the adventure deck, the action deck. I grabbed the wrong one. 54 cards in the action deck. You can see that they are shuffled, but I will reshuffle them. Shuffling in TTS is super easy. Hit the R and it shuffles them up. Right click, and I'm going to hit deal to... Oh, wait a second. I got to go... I can't deal to all because we have some players that aren't here. So starting with... it's going to be red, yellow, and green today. Now, what I'm going to do is just like ICRPG, we're going to do a little bit of a round the table thing. I like it because it allows me to interact with each of you. Forces you guys to play the game a little bit. Controls the out-of-control people like Corey, who just fucking gets a little rambunctious and tries to slap at his monitor with his wiener. But most of all, what we're going to change here is I'm going to deal some cards. If you get a club, whatever action that you do during your turn is going to have some kind of complication. If a joker comes up, I will give out the bennies to everybody. And we're going to go around the table, address everybody. And then I'm just going to do it again. And we're going to kind of do that ICRPG style, except instead of just in a circular motion, it's going to be random. So you might get to go back to back kind of a thing. If you like it, we'll keep it. If you don't, I'm going to kick your ass out of the game and you can go find something else to do. How's that sound?
Seems fair.
That's all it takes. Okay.
Shit, that's too funny.
There's your ticket.
Coffee is delicious. All right, so welcome to the Last Parsec Irongate once again. You are playing Jump Corps security officers. Each of you has signed up for this mission. Oh, check it out.
Cool.
This is the core. This is Irongate. I gotta find my deal. Part 9, onto the moon, out of the past, enter due, secret relium. Okay, part 1.
The USS Flying Dildo?
Yes, this is it's called the USS Anal Jackhammer, officially now. But it was the Canal Jackhammer, but the sea is worn off. There was a bit of a meteor impact, and now it's called the Anal Jackhammer because the sea got scraped off. There you go. Vay's very excited right out of the gate.
Yep.
You are aboard the SS Anal Jackhammer. By the way, and you might want to turn this off if you got kids watching, because this is an adult. I should probably put that up in the header as the original warning. Warning, adult content.
Might break you in.
Right? I gotta start warning some people that don't know. The actual ship you're supposed to be on was called the Cutter's Harvest. But yeah, I guess it had to take a side route, and then you guys got this bad boy. You're going to spend 3-4 days on this ship. This ship is big enough that you're free to corral or carouse around, and you're just kind of relaxing. This is a transport ship that is taking prisoners to the prison planet known as Irongate. You are going to Irongate, where you will meet Warden Cal Vardoon. You don't have to write this down because it's not. It's just a thing that's going to happen after this, where Warden Cal Vardoon will sort of fill you in on what's going on. Over the next couple of days, you've been given various injections, different chemicals pumped into your body to sort of help you do things, and you are also going to be implanted while en route to Irongate. A cyber surgeon is going to implant you with a cybernetic device. This device, both a communicator and a personal data transmitter, it says that can be received by the communicator. So you're being shot with some kind of you're getting vaccinated, and look at this. You're getting vaccinated and you're getting a little microtransmitter stuffed in you. The range...
I'm not my choice.
No, unfortunately, you signed up for this, lady, so it's not your choice anymore. The range on both...
Shopcore owns me.
Yep, they own you. They're your property. The range on both features has been boosted to 15 miles, so you can stay in touch with and monitor each other while on assignment. It says the device has a strain of 1 and a cost. I think with strain you got to take negatives, but I think we're going to forego that because I don't want to start you off out of the gate.
Yeah, strain's all the cybernetic stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, it says it has a strain of 1 and a cost, which the company covers, of 2,000. So, no, that's right. You guys do get 1 strain because you're allowed up to, I think, 5 strain. See, I got to remember how to play Savage Worlds. After you pass a certain threshold that is sort of limited per race, then you start to you take negatives to your rolls. So the implant is subdermal and invisible without an invasive scan, and it's most likely implanted into your skull, though it can be inserted elsewhere if your skull is impractical. It does right here say if the implant would put the character over his maximum strain, it gets integrated into the current cyberware because we don't want to start you off on a sort of a fucked up kind of a deal. So, after a week of travel on the SS Anal Jackhammer, you make your way towards what is known as Security Station 135, colloquially known as the Ice House, where you will meet Warden Val Cardoon, who is your contact and handler for this mission. It's a good thing I didn't put a name on this bad boy. That looks like it's loaded for everybody. There wasn't really much to it. This is the Ice House, better known as Security Station 135 by those in the know. And you have the SS Jackhammer arriving. So, as we go around the table before we hop on to the security station, we're going to start with Pete. Pete, who are you? What are you? Where'd you come from? What's going on with your ugly ass?
Okay, so today, whatever it is you are in the world, I am playing Quack Quack, who is an insectoid race. He's from a planet that no one's ever heard of, and if they have heard of it, they can't pronounce it anyway, so it doesn't really matter where he's from. Being an insect, he is got some hindrances. He's affected by the cold. He cannot speak, so he has a little translator unit on his wrist or claw or whatever you want to call it, his appendage, so that he can communicate. He's arrogant, and people find him offensive because of his look. People aren't used to seeing insectoids, but I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So that is Quack Quack.
Wow, nice. All right, moving on with the next highest card would be Vey. Who is your character, Vey? Tell us about yourself.
All right, my character is a siren. It's the race. The race itself is very psionic. It has the abilities for psionic abilities. However, a lot of the races usually treat them like they're pleasant because they typically are. However, my character was created and trained by Jump Corp to be a corporate espionage agent.
Wow, I really like
So
your
more
characters.
than
You,
what most people will perceive her as.
I really like your character's Sarin accent. That's pretty good.
Yes, all Sarens speak like this. No, her name is Six. I guess that's what the lab coats called her, number 6. So just stuck with that.
Now, have you ever met number 9?
No, I'm 6 of 13.
Right. I just wondered if you ever got together with number 9. No? All right, moving on.
No, number 7. That's the upgraded model. It hasn't come out yet. Next year, baby.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I got to scoot over and show everybody what we got going on here. So we've got 2 characters for you to start off with. You 6 in jail because you're in your little jump sec corporation. And then this is the cool image that you chose for when she lands on the planet, which is actually kind of pretty slick. I should also note that we'll tell you in a second here as we scoot over to Mr. Judd. Now, Mr. Judd, you are playing a very very cool looking dude that I spent a lot of time creating. Well, not really a lot,
Yeah,
but
you went above and beyond on this guy. So his character's name is Gordon. He vaguely resembles Gordon from the infamous movie Dodgeball. His species is the Orax. They come from a temperate world of vast plains of golden fields. They're very tribal. They're very low technology. Yet oddly enough, he has an accounting background. He's a bit of an accountant. He's a number crunching guy. Visually, he's kind of got like a centaur. He's got like the body of a hippo and just a big kind of a brutish guy. But because of the low technology of his planet, they don't exactly have LASIK surgery. So he's got these tiny little glasses that he wears to see, which is kind of neat. Yeah, his species they don't venture the stars too often. The only reason he's out in the stars is he's been recruited by the Jump Corps. More for his accounting. He's an accounting investigator kind of guy, and he goes into the books and chases after the guys, follows the money trail. Is what he does.
So you got roasted for embezzling money or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, he got caught up in some space pyramid schemes and that, so he got wrapped up in that, and that's why he's going to be doing some time at Irongate. Yep. Meanwhile, yeah, that's right. He got burnt by the space Tony Robbins.
Excellent. I see that you've taken Bloodthirsty. I did put that was on page 23 on your character sheet. Also, because we haven't played in a couple of months and everybody's back new, when you click on your character sheet, remember to double click. If you click and start typing, you will delete what you have deleted or entered, because a single click is select all. Double click will give you the cursor. Just wanted to throw that. You don't know how many times yesterday when I was putting in your fucking characters that I screwed it up. We do have in-game double click. Do not single click. Make sense? You know what I mean? You know what I mean.
Okay,
You're just
okay,
fucking
go
with me,
ahead.
Vay.
Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. So on this character sheet's highly editable. You'll see when you mouse over it, there's a lot of T's and shit like that going on. But I did add all your stuff.
But you're saying to edit something, double click it.
Yes, like if I choose PowerPoints, it highlights everything. So if I just start typing, it will delete it. So if you double click, it will just put the cursor there, and then you can use your arrow keys to move around or do whatever. That's just on little areas like, like spots like right here. I can't hit
You have
tab.
to edit your notes and that.
Yeah, same way you edit your notes, right? Like,
Oh, okay.
um,
So, do we have something to keep up with PowerPoints?
yeah, I made you a little special PowerPoint thing right here. Hopefully it shows up. You see it?
All right.
And do you notice that it's a brain?
It is a brain.
Yeah.
I need a little more there.
Oh, okay. So the PowerPoints that you took was extra PowerPoints, so that should put you at 15?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, see? Got to remember. So PowerPoints is an extra 5 as one of your advances and shit like that. I did give you some cards so that you can see what all your spells do. You don't have to look them up, although I know that you already know what they do, so that's kind of sweet.
That's nice.
And you can leave the cards where they're at because we are going to continue to go around like so as we progress. So I will deal some more cards. Red, yellow, green. And we will continue on to the next scene. This might take a second to load. Don't worry about the shaders.
Stupid shader.
Yeah, stupid shaders.
Shader haters.
I
You
feel
know
like my character's
the
not going to stand up on this.
suede book you put on the desktop with the PDF? Is there a
Yes.
quick way to jump forward pages, or is it just one page at a time?
There is a quick way. If you go up to the top corner, you will see up here it says pop out to screen. From pop out to screen, you'll see there's arrows up. So one arrow, the first arrow on the outside is page by page. The second one is 10 by 10, I believe.
All right.
Or the second one, yeah. The outside one, the inside is 1, outside is 10.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And I don't know what the 3 dots do, if they do anything. No, they don't seem to do anything. But yeah, you should be able to jump through the book page, 10 pages at a time kind of a thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to close that down in the top left. You arrive at the ice house and you meet up with, after getting settled in. So the SS Anal Jackhammer docks with the ice house, station 135. Get a little ambiance going on here. The thrum of the station, it takes a bit of getting used to. You've been on the ship for a week and stuff like that, so you're kind of used to that just sort of constant background noise. You dropped off with all the other prisoners on the ice house, but it's kind of easy to segregate prisoners. So, nobody on the ice house that's up here, you might not meet everybody all the time. So you're guided to your cells. The lot of you are put together where you hang out for, a day or so before you end up meeting or getting called to Warden Cal Vardoon. I can't even say his fucking name. To his office. His office is down here on the southern part of the ship. You don't need to put your characters on here right now. In meeting Cal Vardoon, you walk into his office and he greets each of you individually. He's a little taken aback by the insect guy because you're one ugly motherfucker. But he stretches out a robotic arm and he kind of looks up at you and says something in your native tongue. The good warden here is what you guys know to be a deadite. He's basically a brain in a jar. He controls a body. He is a what's the word I'm looking for? Not a sentient species, but when you need two species that live together.
Symbiotic.
He's a symbiotic species, so he's like a parasite kind of a thing. He connects to the spinal cord, and basically he can control the entire body of this person that is dead. So his brain, and because he has to live inside special fluid, and this fluid also keeps the corpse from decaying, he's basically a dude in a jar. He does have some robotic parts. You notice he's got he's got a robotic hand. He's wearing like a gray vest with a sort of a sheriff's badge on it. But generally, his arms and legs are kind of made from robotic parts, and he's got a human head. And he talks through a little speaker that sits in the sort of the front of his mouth. The eyes do move around, but it's very unsettling to see a dead man's eyes move. Their sort of pupils are whited over a little bit, and as they move, they're kind of like a gross sort of lump of gray mass that just kind of like wiggles around in his head a little bit. Compared
to me, that's quite attractive.
Right. So he kind of feels your pain. So after a week of travel, you arrive at Security Station 135, colloquially known as the Ice House. Here you meet with Vol Warden Cal Vardoon. He is your contact and handler for this mission. You're given some small bunks, and then you're invited to join Vardoon in his quarters to discuss your role on Irongate. As you all walk in, you've met each other before, not before, but on the way here, because you were sort of set in a certain part of the ship where you didn't have to hang out with the other prisoners. So technically nobody has seen you arrive. Like none of the other prisoners on the ship know who you are or were aware of you because you were not hanging out in the prisoner section. That's not to say that they know anything about you. It's just that on the way there, the ship is so big, they wouldn't even see other prisoners and shit like that. So just forget I said anything. I don't know why I'm even bringing it up. Cal Vardoon sits across the table, invites each of you to sit down, has one of the guards bring some drinks, and he says to you in his little robotic voice, let me clear my throat a little bit here. We've had a breakout. I'm not going to do this. We don't know how, but no less than 3 prisoners have escaped from Irongate in the last 18 months. There might be more. We were lucky in that they got stupid and got caught. They don't even know how they got off-world. All they can tell us is that they were in a white room. That's where you come in. While we have a few people on the inside, the planet is largely self-contained. Their society is what the prisoners have created for themselves. We need people undercover to find this white room and figure out how the prisoners are escaping, and, if possible, put an end to it. And that's
where were the prisoners found?
Okay. He says to you, the first prisoner was Alex von Drogen, a rich human female socialite. Von Drogen was a serial killer who used her wealth to travel the galaxy looking for victims and covering up her crimes. She was caught when she returned to the pleasure planet that was one of her former favorite hunting grounds. Cetrium Dox, a crime lord and head of the intergalactic smuggling ring, excuse me, Dox tried to reclaim his place in the organization after being exiled to Irongate for over a decade. The younger smugglers who had replaced him weren't interested in giving up their positions. When he insisted, they turned him over to the authorities. The last one is Ree Vernum, a corrupted Callian politician with deep pockets. Vernum was supposed to have been executed for murdering his wife, but used his influence to have his sentence converted to a lifetime on Irongate. His escape would have gone unnoticed, but when he was caught operating a vehicle while under the influence of mind-altering chemicals, he drunkenly demanded his release, screaming, "Do you know who I am? I'm Ree Vernum. Ha, 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 ha." He kind of does a little bit of a fake laugh there for you. As far as JumpSec can tell, the 3 had no connection with each other. The only thing they have in common, aside from their incarceration, is their incredible wealth.
Alright, so by the time you found them, they had already spread out.
Yes, and thank you for breaking the awkward silence.
The test of wills.
Yes, the three of them were not known associates. The only thing they seem to have in common is that they were immensely wealthy.
And then my bug will tap on his little pad and send a little message to you saying, were they captured on different worlds, or were they all captured together?
They were all captured on different worlds. Alex von Drogen was caught on a pleasure planet. Cetrium Dox was caught on the planet in which he was a crime lord, and Ree Vernum had returned to the planet in which he was a politician.
I'll go over to the bug guy and ask him, look, does that pad translate things for you?
And it does. I can even translate what Mr. Hawking is saying over there.
Okay, but he just told you all that stuff. Did it not translate properly?
Oh, Pete's getting called out for not paying attention. Suck it, Pete.
Yeah. It's all right. It's the Chinese version.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Wow.
The space Chinese version, yeah. Given that these folks are all incarcerated, do we have, or has Jump Corps got access to their accounting records? Because maybe we could do some forensic searches through there to see if there's a commonality in their accounting.
Okay,
I
so
agree. I think our investigation should have started on these other worlds so we could track it back to the point of egress. That would have given us a better clue. That's where we are.
The warden looks at you for a second. You can tell that his dead brain is pondering what's going on, and he says to you, he's like, where they were captured is irrelevant, and what they were doing there is also irrelevant. Your sole mission is to find out how they are getting off of this planet, not where they were going to or coming from or where they got caught. You see, excuse me, hold on a second. A little gassy from my coffee there. The problem is that Irongate receives prisoners from other planets. Not only do we receive prisoners, but we also get paid to store the prisoners on the planet, where the prisoners will mine the material known as Relium. You are familiar with Relium, as it is and he points to the walls of the ship. The ship is created from it. The anal cutter, or sorry, jackhammer. He's like, I don't know when they're going to fix that ship, but that cracks me up every time. He's like, Relium is a very valuable mineral. Let me see for 1 second here. Control F. I'm pretty sure I can find secret or not secret Relium. We want real Relium out of the past, because it is an important kind of material that stuff is made from, but I am not 100% sure what it is used for. But it's a very stiff, hardcore kind of metal thing that has a lot of value. And this planet, maybe if I just go back to the table of contents, I could find it. Maybe. I do not know.
Hang on, page 73.
Oh, fuck it. Forget it then. I'm just going to make it up.
Let's be calling out Gary.
Yeah, if it's on page 73, I'm out, man. Forget it. I don't need to know that bad. Yes, your main objective is to find out how the prisoners have escaped from Irongate. You see how this works, and you will find out in a day or so when the transport ship leaves. The prisoners are loaded on board the cargo ship, where they will be drop-shipped down to the planet. I just found a history of Relium. Look at that. I stopped looking and I started talking, and I glanced back, and there it was. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The prisoners will be put aboard a drop ship. You probably seen it when you came in. In fact, you can see it outside. It is this brown box. This is the drop ship. It is hooked up by cables taken down to the surface, where it lands at a specific location. The box is dropped off, the doors open, the prisoners exit, and from there they are free to enter the society that is down there. Again, like I said, the society is that which is created by the prisoners. So out of character, the society on Irongate is a post-apocalyptic, cyberpunk kind of place.
Mad Max type thing.
Yes. The history...
So cyberpunk Australia.
Yes, the history of Irongate, if you are unaware, I'm not sure where it's at in this book, but essentially, as a Jump Corps prison planet, Irongate is a melting pot of the worst criminals the galaxy has to offer. Irongate has no guards, no rules beyond what the inmates make for themselves. Left to their own devices, the prisoners have created their own culture of violence, greed, and profit. You all know this. It's in the docket. And there is profit to be made on Irongate. Built atop the ruins of a former mining colony, the prison operates its own Rellium mine. So as long as the prisoners produce their quota of Rellium, Jump Corp keeps them well stocked. I should be reading this in my robot voice because it's pretty cool. This is what he tells you. So long as the prisoners produce their quota of Rellium, Jump Corp keeps them well stocked with food, medicine, and occasionally luxury items. Irongate is one part post-apocalyptic wasteland and one part cyberpunk dystopia. This is probably not the part that I should be reading in my robot voice. On the one hand, it's built on cobbled-together technology scavenged from the ruins of a hostile land. On the other, it's an urban nightmare of overcrowded streets where no one is safe and everything is for sale. No one leaves Irongate. Criminals are sent here for life. Some prisoners see this as a death sentence. Others recognize that life in the prison colony can be even more exciting and rewarding than on other safer planets. They see it isn't a death sentence, it's a chance for a new life. The history of Rellium. Centuries ago, the company Max Mineral established a mining colony on Irongate. The colony boomed for decades. It grew to include not only the mines, but a thriving city with a busy spaceport. There was a virulent plague that broke out. The machinery that ensured breathable air for the colonists broke down. On the planet below, he tells you, on the planet below, the atmosphere is not breathable for most people. Some of you will not have a problem. Others will choke and die within a matter of hours. The colony collapsed in a matter of weeks when the air scrubbers broke down, and the entire planet evacuated in a massive frenzy. The mining infrastructure remained, but no one was left to use it. More than 200 years later, Jump Corps rediscovered Irongate, realizing the planet was too remote and its environment too hostile to efficiently colonize through traditional means. The company turned it into a penal colony. They began collecting prisoners from around the galaxy and bringing them here to work in the mines. Today, the inmates of Irongate have shaped the colony into their own image. Prison gangs provide structure and organization, a makeshift economy that ensures that Rellium quotas are met and prisoners get fed. A whole class of prisoners is dedicated to keeping the old technology running. And he just kind of rambles on, so you have a good idea as to what's going on. The gist is where you will land. I'm just going to keep carrying on in his voice. When you get on the dropship, you will land in an area that is relatively safe for you to breathe on the outside of the city. What the hell is the city called? I don't remember. It's in here somewhere. But once you land, you are free to do whatever you want. Let me go back to Let me go back to where he's at. Chapter 6, Chapter 1. Chapter 5. Part 1, Planet Fall. Warden Calvardoon. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. While the plan is, while undercover, you will have the support of Birch Ranzo, a deep cover jump sec operative who has been living and working with the Blood Runners for almost 10 years. As part of the gang, he has access to much of the colony, and he himself has contacts on the inside that might be useful to you. I don't know if I need to tell you all of this other information.
What was the name again?
His name is Birch Ranzo. He is a deep undercover deep cover jump sec operative. So, I'm assuming. Sorry. Yeah. So you will. Birch Ranzo will meet you at the drop point, and he will do some stuff for you. It doesn't say what. I was trying to read it again this morning, but yesterday I spent most of my day trying to fix these fucking maps because shit went south. During a typical prison transfer to the planet, the warden explains, the Icehouse shuttle drops off a prisoner pod in the drop zone on the edge of Relics Point, the ruined remnants of the old colony. Relics Point is what it's called. Members of the Null Void gang will probably swarm the pod, trying to capture as many of you as they can and sell them to Kurza's Pride to work the mines as thralls. Oh, DJ Cartier. Daryl, are you in the chat channel, bud?
Nope.
Where's the Twitch channel?
God damn it, Daryl.
Man, Daryl's got a shit slow connection too, but here we go. He's loading up a bunch of stuff. I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the chat channel, but tell Daryl that we're in Discord if he wants to join. I've invited Daryl to play. Oh, there he goes.
Okay.
Daryl, 1 second while I get Daryl in. Join Discord. Murder Hoboville. How do I do this again? So if I go to Murder Hoboville, there is a way in which I can create a link. Right click?
Yeah. Call it an invite.
Yeah, where do I find the stupid
Discord.
invite?
It is.
Drop-down button.
Oh, here we go. Invite people.
Usually.
Invite Archer.
Yeah,
Send.
that's it.
He already has it, so. Enter. There we go. Yo, yo,
Holy
yo.
Shit, there we go.
DJ Jazzy Daryl has joined the group. Daryl, you can choose a color if you're interested in playing. We're playing Irongate. Sorry that it was I reached out so late. But yeah, I kept meaning to send you a fucking invite, and then I just kept forgetting to do it. It's like, I got to invite Daryl, and then I got busy.
Test. Do you guys hear me?
Can now, yes sir. And
Yep.
you're coming in nice and clear.
Okay, good. I got a new microphone for work.
Wow.
I'm working from home now, so.
Sound deep throaty
I know.
and sexy.
I just kind of woke up. I looked at your message. I'm like, oh, shit. I don't check MeWe too often. I'm like, I'm half asleep. I'm like, And I went on. I actually had to update this right here. I had to update Tabletop Simulator. I'm like, okay, I haven't been in a while. And I'm looking at your game as well. I know it's Murder Hobo. and I had to try 3 or 4 different passwords. I'm like, shit, I don't remember what it was.
Well, you found it though, which is pretty cool. This is kind of a
Yeah,
half-ass.
I knew it was like.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is just kind of a half-ass session 1. We're missing one of our players, Charles, who is orange, so you're not really missing too much. If this is a last-minute thing for you, you don't have to worry about it. I can explain all the details as to what's going on, and you can enjoy your morning, or you can hang out and do whatever you like.
I'll listen in for a bit and get the gist of what's going on and maybe fill out a character sheet. I don't know how much playing I can get done today, but going forward, I should be good.
Sure.
I will take any color that's unassigned, I guess.
Charles was orange last time, and he might be
available?
orange again, so maybe white or blue. I think you were blue last time, weren't you?
Yeah, I think so.
But you can choose.
No, this one here. There we go.
Yeah, white or blue, your choice.
There we go.
Oh, you are now.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so anyways, the gist of it is we're going to play the Last Parsec Irongate. We're just going to do the plot point campaigns. We're not going to do anything outside of it. So it should be, it's 10 adventures or 10 plot points, but some of them sometimes they go two weeks. So every 2 weeks on Sunday, just like we did last time.
That's awesome.
Right? And then it's 7 o'clock in the morning because my wife is sleeping. Everybody in the house is kind of passed out, and it's my alone time. And it's on TTS, and we're streaming. So you might not want to tell everybody about your pedophilia problem that you have. I'm just kidding.
My chronic masturbation problems.
Right. Oh my God. Hey,
I'm sure that's a problem.
I don't want to hear any ring jokes, Pete. This is being streamed. And that's the gist of it. Okay, so back to where we were at. We are on, this is the Ice House. It is security station 135. Jump Corps owns it. Prisoners are brought to this station above the planet Irongate. Irongate is a Relium mining planet. It is post-apocalyptic. 200 years ago, there was a disastrous event. The planet is uninhabitable. So they have these giant air scrubbers, which around this place called Relium Point, which is the sort of the main hub. The air is breathable. If you go beyond a certain limit, the air scrubbers don't clean the air, and it becomes sort of somewhat toxic. But the farther you go into the outer zones, the worse it gets, to the point where you just wouldn't be able to survive. It's super toxic. Some races have the ability to sort of bypass all of that. Unfortunately, I don't know if you guys, I don't think you guys do. I think you would be affected by it. Back to my PDF. So he's told you about a couple of gangs that are down there. Daryl, this is also post-apocalyptic cyberpunk. So it's going to have a sort of like a cyberpunk kind of vibe to it. This prison planet has no rules, no laws. If somebody wants to fucking shank you, there's nobody there to stop them from doing it. It is like open and brutal. The players are currently meeting with this Warden Valdoon character that's right in here, in his little office. He tells you it's a brutal system, but hard labor is better than most of these monsters deserve. And if we don't get that Relium, there's no point in running the prison. The character's pod is planned the pod will land 2 miles north of the drop zone, where Birch Ranzo is standing by to rendezvous with you, and he will take you to recover your gear and meet with the Blood Runners. If everything goes according to plan, the infiltrators will be long gone by the time... no, I don't even know what the fuck that means. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Any questions? Anybody have anything they wanna know or do?
Nope.
I do have one small question since I just joined.
Lay it on me.
Are we all hardened criminals, or are we actually some sort of undercover agents for the law? Or how is this? We're actually hardened prisoners.
Yep, I'll let Vay fill you in.
No, but we are. What are we? Are we hardened prisoners, or are we just undercover agents for the law? Or what are we?
Undercover agents for the Jump Corps.
Yes.
Okay. It's kind of like we did. Cause I never played the Plot Point campaign. That's why I'm asking you. I know when we played it briefly with Matt and he put the beat down on us with the wild cards, we were kind of undercover agents as well, or at least one of us was.
Yeah,
so we're going with that theme. Okay.
Same
okay,
idea.
gotcha.
Yeah, we were playing the first. This is the first session. This is this session is what we did with Matt. You are jump sec security operators, but you are going undercover as criminals. So you have to come up with your own criminal backstory. Now, because you weren't here for the beginning part, 6, which is Vay's character, she was created by, not created by, but she basically has worked for Jump Corps her whole life. I'll let her explain it.
Yeah, Saren, by DNA, but was created by Jump Corp and trained by Jump Corp to be corporate espionage agent.
There you go. And
Okay.
so Vay, what was your crime that your undercover story?
I need something that kind of goes with what I'm doing and what I might be asking about and such. So I'm just going to go as a. I'm there because I assassinated a political. Oh no! No, I assassinated a CEO at Jump Corp.
Oh, nice.
That should put me in good with
We'll
prison.
do it.
Over here, we have Corey Judd's character. He's playing an Orax, which is sort of like a hippo man.
Okay.
If you ever seen Dodgeball, I can't remember what this guy's name is, Robert Still or something like that. He played.
It's Gordon in the movie. His name's Gordon.
Yeah. So he's playing Gordon in here as well. But I'll let Corey tell you quickly about his character.
Oh, he's forensic accounting basically. So he goes in by the books, by the numbers and all that. But he's going in under the guise, the premise that like tax evasion and caught up in pyramid schemes and just a whole bunch of money laundering, like just kind of that kind of. That's what he's
Nice.
pitched for. Yeah.
And-
But he's a giant dude. Like. He's,
Oh yeah, I know what they're like.
He's like a centaur. Yeah, like a hippo / centaur.
Oh,
I've
It's
seen
like
them.
this
Yeah.
giant dude with these tiny little glasses on, like just big
So-
but totally unassuming at the same time. It's quite funny.
Yeah, I put your height
we-
in a hippo's height is 5 feet at the shoulder, from what I've read online. But you have a torso that goes up, so you're going to have to put down your height. I put 6'4", but you can change it if you think he's going to be taller, like 7 or 8 feet
Oh, yeah.
tall.
I'm
But
sure he will be. Yeah.
an average
he'll be
hippo
quite hard. I'll
weighs
think of it.
1,500 pounds, so you're quite heavy. It's not really going to affect you in game because, from what I've read under your character description, the weight gets dispersed between each of your big padded feet. So going downstairs and shit like that, they're not going to bend, creak, crack, or explode. Although that would be hilarious, and it might ensue. And then Pete is playing Cock, I think is what his name is. I'm not sure.
Cockwad.
Yeah, but he's
Ring. No.
he's
There it is.
he's basic cockring. He's the same character that Jay played with his little insectoid guy when we played together.
Oh, those are awesome.
Yeah, so he's
And my crime is that, or my alleged crime is that he was stopped by a couple of cops and racially abused, so he killed them.
Oh, that's deep.
Oh, nice.
Insect lives matter too.
insect lives matter too.
I think, Gary, if you're okay with it, I'll probably. I played that four-armed. What was her name? The character I played, like the race.
Yeah,
I think I'll reprise that role. I'll just come up with a better story if you're okay with that. I mean, I'm assuming we're using Suede rules, right?
Yep, we're using Suede, the Callian
Yeah,
class.
that's Callian.
Yep, sure thing.
So I'll fix it up. I don't know when, or would we be willing to? Do I do it now, or do I do it at a different time, or
Whenever you like. Yeah, you can do it whenever. Well, we're going to continue
Okay.
playing, so you can go off and make your character
Okay, so
and just hang out and listen while you make your character.
sounds like a plan. I'll put myself on mute then.
Cool.
Listen, Daryl, this isn't your first rodeo, man. You know how Gary's games go. It's going to be like 90% fuckery, 10% gaming.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right?
Well, it's a lot of fun.
Mostly-
Well, what I'll do is I don't know if you're able to not Skype. Well, whatever. Go on Discord at some point, maybe during the next week. We could just sit down for 5-10 minutes,
Yep, sounds like a good plan to me.
chat a bit, just over this. And,
I will.
all right. Well, I'll text you and I'll let you know.
Sure. I'll send you a MeWe link too to the Last Parsec primer and the Iron. I think there's an Irongate primer too that shows you what races and characters and shit like that are available, and then you can get after it from there.
I think I may have it, but send it to me anyways. I'll verify and I'll create a character and I'll send it to you. And maybe you could just add him or her in afterwards.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works perfectly. So we're just going to pretend that you're here already in the room with us, and that's going to make the most sense. So there's the four of you, plus Charles is on here.
And it's just basic starting character, right? Novice, and we're going with that, right?
Yeah, novice level characters, and you don't have to worry about gear because you're prisoners on a prison planet. You're being dropped onto the planet without gear.
That would make sense. Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
Cool. I'll listen in a bit, and I'm gonna put myself on mute so you guys can get back to playing. Sorry for interrupting everyone.
Awesome, my dude. Thanks for coming out, Daryl.
Daryl back. That's awesome.
Yeah, sweet.
All right. So I'll listen for a bit, and I'll just drop off, and I'll send you the character. All right.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right. See you in 2 weeks.
All right. So, you guys, you have any more questions for the warden while we're in this little room here talking to him?
Yes.
Nope.
All right.
Warden, you mentioned what's his name? Birch Rodzo?
Yes,
Is that
Birch
his undercover
Ranzo.
name, or-
He is a deep undercover Jump Corps JumpSec operative. He has been living and working with the Blood Runners for almost 10 years.
Okay. So on the planet, he's known as Birch Rodzo.
Yes, Burrrr. He punches himself in the throat because he's like, excuse me, sometimes I get stuck. BURRCHRANZO. Birch Ranzo. I think Birch is a humanoid. Let's have a look and see what Birch looks like. BURRCH. Find next. Maybe I can give you a bit of a description as to what Birch Ranzo looks like. I thought he would be like near the end of the book as like a player character. Twitcher, road pirate. Does he have his own stats and maybe his own description in the book? I do not know. But I'm pretty sure he is just a Birch Ranzo. Ranzo is an undercover JumpSec operator working inside the Blood Runner gang. He uses his position as a Blood Runner to go wherever he needs in the colony in order to gather intel for JumpSec. He also uses his role as a hunter for the gang to justify vanishing into the Outlands for days at a time. It says he does hunt, but checks in with the ice house as detailed under. So he's got a covert transceiver station that will allow him to speak with us. That is how we keep in contact. Ranzo is a Rakishan. Sorry, he is a Rakishan with reddish fur. A Rakishan, I believe, is...
That's the cat people.
Yeah, he's the cat people guy. Sorry, it's a good thing.
A furry.
Good to know. He's a furry, yeah. So there you go. I just looked up what it says in the back. It's a good thing I did.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yes, he is a cat man. Cat man. It's a good thing I did my research.
Dude.
I think that, see, the problem is that was on page 89, which is well past.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to have to step up my game for you guys. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta start working your way up to page 82, bud.
Okay, so I think I've sort of successfully, in a shitty fucking roundabout, suck-ass game master way, set the premise for the game. You guys have met each other. You're all strolling around in your orange jumpsuits, doing your business, talking to the warden. The warden sort of fills you in on what you're getting yourself into. You're going to go down to the planet. You're going to meet Birch Ranzo. And Birch is going to give you some gear that will allow you to do your job because you cannot take it with you. You are full-on undercover. Nobody knows, even in the ice house, what your business is here. The only people that are aware of it are the warden and his first officer. Everybody else just thinks that you're just prisoners. Nobody has any idea on this. So when
All the guards have not been informed either.
That is correct. So when you are out and about on the station doing your daily routine, be aware that none of these security officers will help you in any fashion, and you will be treated just like the other prisoners. Be careful not to get in fights, that kind of thing. You'll notice that we haven't gotten our order of bleach to clean up some of the bloodstains from other prisoners that have been shanked. So be careful.
Yeah. Hey, you're a smart bug, after all. So, what's your name? How do I pronounce your name? Well, I guess you can't tell me how to pronounce it. Just like Coco or Coquag, Coquad, roach meat, whatever it is. I do have something to tell you though. If I say something racially insensitive, I just want you to know I'm probably talking to you.
Okay, so the warden kind of looks at you guys. Let's see. Ranzo is identifiable by the tracker he carries on his wrist. It looks like a watch with a built-in geo-tracker and data recorder. So he shows you an image of Ranzo. If I would have just fucking... the next paragraph. A middle-aged, red-furred Rakishan. So you can recognize him on sight. Ranzo has likewise been shown images of you, and he can track you through your cybernetic implants with his wrist tracker. Once that you meet with Ranzo, he will reunite them with their gear, but I give you no gear because I'm taking that part out of it. There is a sidebar that says, "Where's my stuff?" And I said, "Fuck that shit. You guys are going to have to find your own shit on the planet."
Right.
Right? Screw you. Once...
Well, that kind of sucks if Renzo knows our positions with a tracker, so if he gets found out, we'll get found out also.
There's... Right. So the next section is called Joining the Prisoners. Once the characters are fully briefed and their questions have been answered, you are given prisoner clothes, basic orange jumpsuits, and thick-soled boots. Obviously, we don't have anything for the insectoid guy, but they do hand you something. And I was thinking, Pete, why do you not have or wear an orange jumpsuit?
Hey, Coquag, do you wear clothes?
No, I'm naked.
Okay, alright, that makes sense.
I think that you would have to give him something like a if he doesn't wear clothes, you'd have to give him a sash or something like that to
Give him a scarf.
Right?
scarf or something like that. Yeah.
I figured...
Can you can you go in space like that, naked?
Put him in a kilt.
For you, baby, I'll do anything.
Wow.
They're visibly shuttered.
Wow.
Six doesn't like bugs too much. Let's see if she warms up.
I'm not even going to get into it. I don't even want to know how bugs reproduce if you just like spray juice all over stuff. But I was thinking that the reason that you don't have a sash is because in your little pea brain, I'm not saying you're a dummy by any means, but they hand you the fabric or something like that, and I figured you just thought it was food and started fucking eating it up. And you're like, man, this will turn into some good silk or something that I can spray out of my ass later.
District 9 vibes here.
What does it say here? So you're given prisoner clothes, basic orange jumpsuits, and thick-soled boots. Unfortunately, they don't really fit the Orax, so you just wear the shirt part of it, as you know, the rest of it is a little. But yeah, you're vaccinated against standard diseases and several lesser-known deadly diseases common to the inhabitants of Irongate. So the warden dismisses you and sends you off into the next room, essentially where you meet a medic. You're wearing your orange. I guess that doesn't really make sense. So after you meet the warden briefs you. He answers all your questions. You guys are good to go. Questions? Anybody? Are you fully informed as to what you need to do?
Fully informed.
All right, fantastic. Put on these orange clothes. You are now officially full-on prisoners in the planet, and get out of my office. That's him laughing. I'm just kidding. So he gives you some clothes. You strap them on. The fucking Bugman eats his clothes because, yeah, he just does. Orax, being that you're so big, you just sort of throw the pants away, strap the shirt onto your big muscled top half, and
he's Donald Ducking it.
And Six, it's going to be awkward for you.
Hanging off of me.
Yeah, there's a change room that you can go into, where you can.
I come out. I got ropes tied around everywhere to hold it up.
Fantastic. He escorts you out of the room where the first officer guy, which I'm just going to say is probably this guy over here with the goofy gas mask on. He takes you to the medic. At the medic is going to inoculate you, vaccinate you, etc., etc. And then the medic says to you, it says if you were, the medic actually even knows. What the hell? If you were actual prisoners, fuck this fucking game, man. If you were actual...
Have you read this at all?
Nah. Nah. If you were actual prisoners, we'd hit you with a sterilizer as well. We don't need a new generation of psychos and terrorists breeding down there. But the thing is I did read it, and nobody is supposed to know because they're trying to find out how the fucking prisoners are getting off the planet, and they don't want the other fucking guards to fucking have a clue that you guys are who you are. That was sort of the premise, so...
Yeah, but the warden can make up any kind of excuse.
Yeah.
Like, I have these guys going down there to retrieve something or whatever.
Right, so apparently...
Quack is going to type a question to Six, saying, so Six, if you weren't sterilized and you mated with 5, would that produce 11?
No, we're all sterilized.
Wow.
We're created in a test tube. We don't have the ability to reproduce.
In uniform and immunized. Why can't I fucking say that? And immunized. You're filtered into the general population, the prisoner population, so you're free to walk around the ship. The guards push you through into the central hub of the detention level, loudly explaining their late arrival by saying that you guys were in quarantine. And then you are released into the ship. So the prisoner section of the ship is going to be up in the top area where most of the prisoners are. You've got the various different channels. This stuff is airlocked into small compartments. You can see down here that there's a breach. There was some cool gas blowing out of here, but that effect got fucked up. Thanks, Infinite Bucket, you dicks, for ruining my shit. But I did manage to get some cool blue lights underneath it to sort of shine up. That said, you guys, it's by the time you get finished talking to Vardoon and you get immunized and your jumpsuits and shit like that, you're going to end up, I'm going to say up in this room here, the second one with the plants and shit like that. There's a lineup of prisoners and shit like that they're sort of walking around, but they've got these plates in their hand. They're made of paper and shit like that, and they're slowly filtering into this room over here, where they walk up to the wall and some black, like, sort of gelatin kind of mass. It's half gelatin, half pudding. Gets squeezed onto the plate. Some of the prisoners ahead of you are, they grab their shit and they go sit down at the various tables and stuff like that are around the area here. And as Orax or Gordon, you walk up. There's going to be a little bit of a combat sequence here. So I'm assuming that Gordon is going to be the first, and that the insectoid guy is going to be the second guy, and then Six is following. Now, Pete, how do you say your name again so that I can say it?
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack. Okay, Gordon, yes. Quack, quack, and Six.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I've dealt you some cards, but we're going to forego those ones, and I'm going to deal a fresh set. I'm actually going to go to deal. So we got to do red, yellow, green, and purple.
Are these Flash Gordon cards, are they?
These are the actual cards that you get with the Suede deck.
All right.
Yeah, you can see I'll bring this over to the center.
Like Flash Gordon, King of Diamonds.
Yeah, these are the full-on cards that you get in the Suede deck because they actually give you VTT art. So I just imported them into the game. Okay, cool.
I've only had it about 3 years. That's not correct.
Mr. Judd, Gordon, or not Mr. Judd, it's one of you two guys has quick.
Me,
Oh,
yeah,
not
quick.
yeah, definitely not
Yep.
me.
Okay, what was
Quack
your
Quack
last?
has.
What was your last card, Pete? The 9.
There's a 9.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you got to remember to remind me that if you get a card below 5 or below, you get a new card.
Yep.
Meaning
Yep. I know that.
6 and above, you keep. Who got the highest card?
I got
4.
a 9.
Got a 5 of clubs.
5 of clubs, and Quack Quack, you got a 9. Okay. So, as you're walking up to,
Wait, can we just automatically turn these over?
I think you could turn them over. Yeah, just don't take them out of where they're at. I'd prefer you keep them in there because if you keep them in there, I can easily reset the deck.
Oh, okay.
But I think
So
you could
keep
flip them
in there,
over.
no one can see 'em.
Yeah,
Is it
you.
F for flipping, is it? Yeah.
Yep. And then just sure,
What?
whatever floats your boat. If
Just
that's
turn it over for me. No one else can see them.
Nope, we can't see your cards.
I can't see any of yours either.
I can turn it on so that you can
Maybe that's a
see.
setting?
But I think there's a reason why I set it that way. There's a rule or something where maybe it's for Deadlands. I'm not sure.
Well, you can see them.
'Cause your cards are going to be in your GM area anyway, aren't they? So we're not going to be able to see your
I
cards.
can see everything as black.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Let's do this. Options. Permissions? No, it's not permissions. I think menu configuration. Interface. Look, speed, invert, field of view, mod caching, portraits. Somewhere in here is a way blocked sound. It might be under options. Info, playtime, number of players, workshop tags, name. I'll look for it, Vay, but there is a way that I can change it so that you can see all the cards. They don't hide. Right now it's set to automatically hide. And it actually might even be part of zones.
Hands.
It might actually.
I think it's under hands. I think hands. Yeah, hands. Default reversal disable. I think it is.
Okay. Hands enables. Should player hands hold objects? No, I think that's disable hiding. So this determines how objects are hidden in hands. Default. Only the hand owner can see their hands. Everyone except the hand owner. Yeah, let's take 5, and I'm going to go do the same thing. Objects are not hidden. So let's set that.
Okay, I can see them now.
Okay, cool.
That's it. Now I can see. I can see there's cards now.
We'll leave it like that until a problem shows up, and let's take a 5 and take a whiz and grab some coffee, and we'll be right back.
Okay, excellent.
All right, cool.
Where's my deal? Why do I not have? That's my full screen. Main page, guest. Did I delete it? Did I delete the be right back like a moron? Maybe I did. Well, that's not cool. All right, well, I guess we're just going to leave it back to TTS and we'll just hang out for a few minutes looking at the space station. Lame. And Willis.
Gary?
Cards are up. Look at that.
Gary? Or is he gone?
He ran away.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna bow out now. I'm just let him know I'm gonna create the character, and I'll touch base with him, and hopefully I'll be on next time you guys game in 2 weeks.
Fuck yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's been a long time, Corey.
Been a bit, bud.
We're thinking. I don't know if Stefan reached out to you about doing a little mini weekend Canadian con.
He did. Yeah, 'cause he's got that sweet new loft he's got built too. Right?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, and it's nice. So we could do that, and it's just it's a hop, skip, and a jump, and there's no border hopping per se. So that $250 COVID test going each way turns a routine trip into.
It'll be a little mini con for cool kids.
At least that's something to look at. I'll have to throw a timer up on that. I don't know where my Be Right Back went to. I lost it. I got my main page, right monitor. I got all my other scenes and shit like that. Hobo RPG show is not affiliated with or endorsed by any company. There we go. Okay.
I've only ever played with a quick right at the end.
A quick encounter. We're not doing that. Is everybody back and ready to go? Ready to kick some ass and take some names?
Yep.
Okay, so who you got the highest card? Pete? Cock.
Yep.
You walk up to this machine with your plate grasped in your pinchers. Because you don't have opposable thumbs, this plate sort of is a little flimsy and floppy in your hand and stuff like that. You squeeze it together, poke a hole in it kind of thing. I don't know. Something doesn't quite, work out in your favor. But you walk up and shortly after the characters arrive, the meal bell dings. Prisoners line up to receive their dose of nutrients from the wall. It is a dollop of shapeless, colorless protein mass selected from a pipe or secreted from a pipe in the wall. You walk up to it, you have your food in your hand, it squirts out onto your plate, and you guys are about to go sit down. As you're sitting down at the table, a burly Yeti with his fur shaved into alien patterns approaches you. He is flanked by a pair of humans, and he wears a malicious grin, Pete. I'm going to say you guys are probably sitting at this table right here, or at this table over here. He walks up and he looks at you. He's like, you're new here, so I'll fill you in on the rules. One of the rules is that on their first day, all new prisoners are to give their meals to the monarch of the cell block. Another rule is, I'm that monarch. I don't expect much of my subjects. Respect, honor. Their first meal was as a token of their loyalty. But if I don't get these things, I become, as my lawyer put it, agitated into a state of hyper-aggression. Give me your food or I'll break your necks. And he points at you, Pete. Actually, he says it to all of you.
So Quack will hold his plate, look down at it, and he'll throw the plate straight in this fella's face.
Prison fight.
Shit, here we go.
Fight.
Okay, so
I like the blood stains on the
throwing is athletics, and I'm gonna say, well, you don't have a negative, but you don't have opposable thumbs. I think you should take a negative to throwing with those goofy hands, but it's not part of your racial ability, so I'm not making up no rules here. Give me an athletics check because it's throwing, and let's see what happens with your plate.
Right, so do I have to click both the D8 and the D6, or does it do it automatically in this?
Okay, because we had an issue with Matt not understanding how it works, we're going to roll some fake dice here to show you how this works. These are Savage Worlds specific click rollers. Every time you roll a dice, it will roll the wild die. You are making a throwing attempt, Pete, which is athletics, so that is a D8.
Yep.
Single click the D8, it will pop up with 2 dice. This won't count. We will just show you what happens. The dice roll, they land, you see that it aces. Now, your trait roll is an 11 and your damage roll is a 5. So the damage roll doesn't include the wild dice roll. It pops down into the chat window so I know what it was. But your trait roll was an 11. So it adds all of the dice up or takes the highest of the 2. But the damage, so it already figures the shit out. It knows what it's doing. If you're making, anytime you make a roll, you just roll your dice, whatever it is, D8, D6, whatever. The click strip will roll them, and it will do the math and tell you every time it's going to roll a trait roll and a damage roll, depending on what you're doing. If you're rolling a damage or a trait, you just take whichever number is the appropriate, right? Because that was a cool first roll for you, and everybody seems to grasp it, you can keep it if you want it, and I'll let you like full on throw the shit at this guy.
Yeah. I'll keep that. Yeah.
All right, you hit him. Where do you hit him? You hit him with the raise, Pete.
Oh, straight in the face. So he's got all this goop down his face.
He reaches up with his great big furry mitt, and he pulls the goop off of his face. In doing so, he looks at you. He's like, "You're gonna regret that," and he's gonna try and punch you in the face. I did deal myself a card, and I did get an ace, so I'm gonna go next. I gotta find out what this guy's freaking stats are because they're in the use the boss prisoner 92, spadink.
That's why I don't know his stats.
Whoa, breaking the fourth wall here.
Sorry. That's what I do best. B for boss prisoner? Where's fucking boss prisoner? Let me look it up. BOSS. I will be better prepared when I don't have to spend my fucking day fixing maps.
You're not going to use the standard NPC array of 6s across the board?
Nope. This one, we're going right by the book here. Every gang needs a leader. On Irongate, that leader is the boss prisoner. Fighting. Okay, so does he get anything? Connections, gang, gear, crude. He's got crude body armor, makeshift club. I got him right here because I actually even did put a Yeti in game in case anybody wanted to do it. I'm going to drop him right in here. Spadunk. He's a rather big fella. And as he's like, "You're lucky. Us Yetis are kind of like rabbits. Shit don't stick to us." He puts his hand over his face, pulls the goop off, and he's gonna try and punch you in the face with a fighting roll. So he gets. I'm gonna say that he is a wild card, and he has fighting D8. He's gonna need to break your parry, Pete, and on a roll of 5, that is not. Oh, sorry. Let me do this. I think I gotta go right click, deal to red, deal to yellow, deal to green, and then I'm going to deal to purple because I'm purple. 3 bennies for me, and 2 for this wild card, which I'll pull out of here and set off to the side.
Where's my conviction?
What are you looking for?
My bench card.
Pardon me?
So where's my conviction? Where's my adventure card?
Oh, okay. Do you want to?
Damn it, Gary.
Fuck! You guys are killing me. Simmer down.
Just
Okay,
kidding.
I'm gonna take these out of here. Oh
Just kidding.
shit! Are these locked? No, they're not. There's 3 bennies. Adventure deck. Let me roll this sucker. Just in case. There is quite a bit of adventure left to go, kids. Deal to red, yellow, green. There you go. You're novice, so you only get 1. At seasoned, you'll get 2, but still only be able to use 1. You can trade them with each other if they don't suit you, or work for you in some fashion.
Are these an extra optional extra for Sway, are they?
Yeah, either
Yeah.
you use them or you don't. It's another ism.
All right.
Where was I? Oh yeah, so he's going to punch you in the face, and he is a wild card like you guys are, and because he's a wild card, I get 2 extra bennies. I'm going to spend one of those bennies to re-roll that trait because I don't think that hits your parry. Right click. I think I got to unlock these because they're not going back on my pile right. There we go. Locking the bennies. Note to self. Does not work. What did I say his fighting was? D8. Here we go. I'm going to try. Spend a benny. Punch you in the face again. He takes a swing at you. And in doing so, he punches the table. The table vibrates so hard when he clambers his gigantic furry mitt into it that all of your goop just kind of sort of slops all over the place. Maybe you guys get a little bit on you. But he punches the table and he looks at his mates. He's like, "Get 'em, boys!" And then the 2 people that are with him, they are also going to jump on you. They are not wild cards, so I should have done this from the beginning. I got to deal myself another card for them, but they're going to get a 4 because they're just mooks. They're going to go on a different turn. So Ace, Pete went because Pete got the jump on him, kind of a deal by throwing your shit at him. So after Pete is... Who comes after Pete?
I'm next.
Okay,
Yeah,
what are
I
you
think
doing,
it's
6?
All right, 6 is still seated at the table, and she waves her hands dismissively. It's like, you don't want this food, it makes your head hurt. Usually on all of them.
Right, fantastic. So, what are you doing?
I guess I'll roll my d10, just click it once, right?
Yep. And when the dice land, so you got a 5, so that's a success.
Right. I have to make our smarts roll.
Confusion confounds a target, making them both distracted. If he fails a smarts roll, boss's smarts is a d6. I will roll that d6 and let's see what happens. Oh, he fails a smarts roll. All right, so
Distracted and vulnerable.
yes, if he fails a smart roll at a minus, oh, it would be a -2 if you got a raise. Both states are removed at the end. Okay, so he is distracted and vulnerable.
Yeah, what about the mooks?
The mooks? I think you can just target one person, can't you?
I can, but I did all 3.
Oh, you spent the extra power points to get all of them?
Yeah.
Let me roll the mooks separately then, because they're not wild cards, or he's a wild card. And they are... Oh, man. The mooks, as you wave your hand, the mooks, the big guy, he's just kind of like, dirt. He takes a step back, he puts his hand over, says, "What's going on with... I can't see. My vision's blurry and shit. I want your goddamn food." But the other ones, they just fall to the ground and they just fucking start crying and crawling away screaming. Critical fail, man. They take off for the hills. They're like, "See you later, boss. We're out of here. This hurts."
I'll remain seated and continue to eat my food.
Orax, what, Gordon?
Well, Gordon doesn't like that they're picking on his buddy. So I guess the only one left is the Yeti, right?
Yeah, the other 2 are out of commission.
So-
Like I think they actually fall unconscious. Yeah, they scream for a second, fall to the
Perfect.
ground.
So while he's still cleaning goo and shit out of his face, Gordon's
he's
going to
bold.
step up. He's going to step up and he's just going to flat out club him. He's going to flat out punch the hell out of him.
All right, you're gonna club the giant
He's
Yeti.
fighting Yep. We're going toe to toe. Oh shit! First roll. Sorry, I clicked it twice.
No. Now, do you know what vulnerable does?
No, I gotta look those.
Yeah. Well, he's vulnerable. Is
yes, I do.
One is we get a bonus. The other one is they take a negative kind of thing.
Yep, that is exactly. One is -2.
Ignore that entire roll because ignore that entire roll because I clicked it twice. I was just doing fantasy rounds last night, so. There we go.
Trait roll of a 9. His parry is 6. So that is just going to be that's going to be a hit. So you stand up and do your business on him, and you're going to roll some damage.
Yep. Strength. So strength roll is. It's unarmed, so should just be flat out. 6.
He has a toughness. A toughness of 6. So that's going to put him at shaken.
Oh.
I will write that in his description.
Okay.
Now, what did you do to him again?
Just unarmed attack, just a punch.
All right, so yeah, okay. You just get up, you punch him in the head. He puts his hands up to his face. He's like, "Oh, Jesus! If I didn't have this shit in my melon, I'd crush your fucking head." He's like, he looks down at his 2 boys after wiping his shit away, and he's kind of like staring at him. He's like, he realizes he's got himself in a bit of trouble, but yeah, he doesn't really much fucking care. I am going to. Yeah, he's got a reputation to uphold. You know that shit's gonna go south on him. It's 1 for Vey, yellow, green, and purple. His mooks are out of it. I got a 4.
Hey, look at that.
Got a joker? All right. So I will deal out some bennies to some peeps, which is red, yellow, green. So you guys have extra bennies. This is my Benny. I'm going to put this on my deal here. 3 Game Master Bennies. Okay, who's going first?
Oh, it's a joker. I'm up.
All right, +2 to your roll.
+2 and multi-action. For every multi-action, it's a -2, right?
Say that again? Yes.
If he does multi-actions, right? So for every multi-action, up to 3 actions, it's -2 for each, right?
You could punch him in the face 3 times for it would be 0, -2, -4.
Right. He's just going to take two punches, just the left and the right.
Mm-hmm.
And with that joker, it's going to negate that. It'll just negate that penalty.
It should.
So first swing.
Yep.
First swing's a 5. That's not good enough against his parry, right? He's got a 6.
Parry.
Oh no, but I get a +2 because of Joker, so that should be a hit.
Yep. Okay.
Right. Perfect. So damage on that.
The old right smack to the cranium does 1 point of damage.
That's not good enough here.
No, we're gonna
your way. That's not
all right. You want to re-roll that damage?
Not good enough. He's bloodthirsty. Better. We'll take it.
Okay.
And then he's going to take a second punch.
Wow.
So 5 + 2, so that should be a 7. Yeah, that should be fine there. No, that's only going to be a 5 against his.
Yep. Damage.
No,
roll.
but it's a multi-action, so he takes a -2 for the second action.
Oh, okay.
Right, so that negates it. So if it's a parry of 6, that's going to miss, right?
Parry.
So then that's
yes.
Parry of 6. So
okay,
five,
hold on a second here so that we're on the same page. He has a parry of 6, and you rolled a trait roll with your second roll. That's right, it's a 5.
I rolled a 5.
You have -2,
right.
but it's +2 because of the Joker, which means you're at 0, so you don't get a bonus. So 5 is less than his parry.
It's a 5, which would have been a miss. So I've given you a penny for a reroll.
Gotcha.
There's also a +2 because he's vulnerable.
Right.
File.
I missed the vulnerable. Oh well, fuck it. You know what? I missed the vulnerable. Don't worry about it. I missed it. You're right. You're absolutely right, babe.
Recent files. Pinned recents? Oh, I don't want that. I don't have my core rule book up. And we need to learn. We're learning as we go today. Pinned.
100.
What does it say?
What on distracted and vulnerable?
Yes. Oh no, you just got the whatchamacallit up?
Actions and attacks against the next target are made at +2.
There you go.
All right, so then
that's going to be.
I've already given you the Benny. Fuck it, don't worry about it.
No, I'm going to
And
give it
also
back.
he's distracted, so everything he does is -2.
That's
okay,
right.
Well then, So it'll still be a hit then. I'll hit him.
Roll your damage. He's distracted. His mind is a little bit of a hot mess. He doesn't see it coming. And you punch him right in the face. I'm glad we got the rules down, Pat.
And that's an additional 6 on there. Does the Joker? No, I don't remember though. Does the Joker add to damage as well?
I think it's just trait rolls.
Traits. Okay, perfect. So that's another 6, Adam.
But we'll find out because nobody knows. So that's another 6 points of damage. So he goes to 1 wound. You can hear as you punch him in the face a little bit of a bone crack. I guess Yetis have kind of like a sort of a light blue blood.
Roll trait and damage rolls, Jokers.
There you go. So +2. So what was your total? Thanks, Pete. I appreciate that.
So that was a 6. What would have been 8?
Yep. So that's still just enough to do 1 wound. Because he's shaken. So he goes from shaken to 1 wound. Yetis, I'm going to say in this game, Yetis have like refrigerant blue. You know those ice packs? Because he's a Yeti. He's got some kind of refrigerant blood. So you can see this trickle of blue blood come out as you crush his nose. You can feel it sort of pop off to the side. He's like, "Hey, take it easy." And then with all this goop and shit in his eyes, he's like, "Get up, boys!" Still not really realizing that his peeps are down. Until the end of his next turn, I believe I go next because Corey was last. He is shaken with a wound, so I got to make a spirit roll to unshake. Where is spirit? He has a spirit of D6. I really should just make up my own fucking deals here. That is not going to be enough to unshake him. So he's kind of stepping around there. He's like, "Oh, damn it, my nose." And we'll deal out some fresh cards and see what happens. Now his mooks are out of the deal.
Wait, what fresh cards? I haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Vay and Pete haven't gone yet.
Shit.
I had the Joker, so I'm first.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on the same page now. I forgot that I dealt and you got the Joker. Vay, what are you doing to this poor bastard?
I'm gonna keep the confusion only. Roll it again.
I think you cast confusion already on me.
Yeah, but it only lasts 1 round.
Till your last, yeah. You're gonna keep that shit going.
It stays.
Does he get to make a smarts roll at -2?
Oh no, he just makes a regular smarts roll. But since he's confused, it'll be at -2.
Yes.
Because he's distracted.
Right. So I'm going to roll this, and he's got this is all -2 because he's either one of the two. He got a 9. He got a 9, so that's a full-on success. So you cast. Pardon me?
Yeah, that's success. He's out of it.
Well, he's your spell won't affect him. That punch in the nose has stunned him in such a way that whatever kind of his brain took a full-on jolt and sort of reset. So he's kind of blinking and looking around like, "Oh, what's going on?" But he's still going to be shaken, right? He's still shaken, and he still has a wound.
He's still got a wound too.
But your spell doesn't work on him. Your psionics don't blast his mind because he's feeling too much pain from his nose being crunched off to the side. Pete, do you beat a 4? He got a 5.
Yeah.
He got a 6.
Yeah. I got a 6. Yeah. So so Quack's gonna leap up and he's gonna punch this bloke in the face twice since I've got the 2-fisted action.
Hold on a second. He's still like that until the end of his turn.
His turn, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we still get the +2 on him.
Yep. So I'm 2-fisted. So my first punch. So that will be strength, won't it? Oh, it's fighting, I should say. I'll learn these rules one day. Maybe not.
Well, by the time we finish, we should be good at Savage Worlds.
Yeah. If only there was a good podcast that could teach us.
Rephrase that. We'll be good enough at this table.
Right. Good enough for these peeps.
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be with a +2. So that will be a 7. The first punch.
7 is going to beat his parry of 6. So roll some damage, which is just going to be strength, unless you got some special deals going on there.
Yeah, I got strength plus D6.
Ooh, wow.
Because I'm a creature of the insectoid. So it'll be if I roll 2d6s, just take the damage for each of those. So that will be. Come on.
So if you're going to roll strength plus d6, your strength is going to be a 6, and then it's plus a d6. So you're going to hit 6 twice. So 6.
Did, but it went in progress. So there we are. So that will be a total of 3 damage.
Wow.
That's not my first punch. Yeah.
Yeah.
My second, because I'm two-fisted, I don't take the multi-action penalty, but I still take the -2 for some shit. I can't remember what else now.
Yes, for your offhand.
Offhand, yes.
Right. So you can punch
that
twice.
Savage rolls than you do.
Yeah, you punch twice
Yep.
with no penalties. Without taking a multi-action penalty, you can punch twice. So your first attack isn't at a -2, right? Your second one is going to be at a -2 because it's an offhand penalty.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wrong dice. Ignore that one. It's the wrong dice. Try again. Take the second roll. Should be on the D8. So that will be a total of that will be 7 because it's +2 because he's distracted. -2 for the for the offhand.
Okay, that's going to beat his.
So that's a hit, isn't it? A 5.
Yep, and then you're going to roll 6 twice for damage. There you go. D6 plus 6.
We'll get the hang of this.
Yep. Oh, there you go.
Getting there.
There you go. So your total damage was 9, which surpasses his toughness of 6, and you were going to inflict another wound on him. Explain or tell me what that looks like, Pete.
Okay, so as Quacker jumps up, he's going to smash down and break his right arm.
Sweet. So yeah, he's got one arm just kind of like sort of laying off at a weird distance. His other arm's covered in his pudding and shit like that. He's blinking and staring around, but he screams out in pain. He's like, "Ah!" And I guess everything. No, it's the end of his turn. Distracted and vulnerable. He's kind of stammering around. He's like, "Come on, boys, you gotta help me out." His arm's broken.
What are all the other prisoners doing while we're sort of beating up the big boss?
They're all just kind of backing away. They don't want to have anything to do with it. This guy's got his 2 little mooks. They're passed out in the ground because they critically failed their deal. And he's just fucking taking a beating from the 3 of you, thinking he'd have a little bit of help. But yeah, old 6 there, she took care of business and KO'd 2 of them right out of the gate. So he's going to make all of his things at a -2. He is shaken. So he's got to make a spirit roll. His spirit is D6. -2. Fantastic. He steps out of his shaken, and I didn't have to spend a penny to do it. Pete, you're the closest one. He's like, "You stupid fucking beetle breath mother sucker. You're gonna pay for that." And he takes his one good arm, and he's gonna make a swing. He's got a fighting of D8. Think you're gonna make fun of me or make me look bad in front of my minions, buddy? I'm gonna spend my last wild card Benny from him. I'll put it back in the pile. And he's gonna see if I can't redo that. Oh, I think I rolled the wrong dice. I did. Fighting D8. Come on, give me a good roll so I can smoke Pete in the cranium. Oh yeah! Trait roll of 22. Yeah, he freaks out. He's like, well, damn it, I don't remember what he said. I told you I'd go into a state of hyper-aggression. He takes a swing that makes solid contact with you. However, I got to roll some damage. That is definitely going to be a hit with a raise. So he is rolling strength. His boss is shitty that he's only got a D6. But he's going to roll strength, so double 6s. We're rolling some damage here. Roll 5 points of damage. I don't know if I want to spend my Game Master Benny's trying to fucking do more damage. But, yeah, I know, and that's going to be hard to beat. That's going to be hard to beat. So I think he starts freaking out. He's like screaming. He's like, "Ah! Hyper-aggression!" And he like full on makes contact with you. But in doing so, he just kind of like hits you in, I guess, a more armored spot, and you can't break your tough as he punches you.
Like he's punched a brick wall. It's like his hand.
He's like, Jesus Christ, you're tougher than dry dog shit on Beta 7. Oh! He shakes his hand up and down. Okay. Right click, reset the deck. Everybody's cards should come back.
Yep.
Except for the flipped card, but that's Faye's adventure card, right? Everybody's got their adventure card? Cool, that works really well. I think the one thing I'm going to change is I'm going to move your rollers from the top of the thing to the bottom. That way they don't roll through the cards, and you'll have a better chance of seeing what they land on before waiting for the number. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, new round. Reset the deck. I'm going to shuffle because we got a joker. And starting with Vey, we're going to go deal, yellow, green, purple. Anybody get a joker? Ace?
Nope.
He doesn't need a new card. Kings?
Nope. I'm happy. I'm happy with my king, thank you.
Okay, king it is. So Pete's going to start us off. I got a 7.
Okay, so I'm going to. I think I'm going to go up behind this bloke, and I'm going to sort of try and sort of body slam him onto the floor since he's pissing me off now.
Okay. Now that's going to be more than a. It's fighting versus. That's like a test, right? It's kind of like a grapple thing. So it's going to be you're fighting against his strength, I think. But he's only got a 6 in strength. Plus he's a wild card. So
Yeah, if you're trying to body slam like that, that'd be more of a grapple to begin with. So you have to grapple him and go from there.
yeah, but I think again, grappling is just a test. You walk up, you kind of grab onto him. You're trying to pick him up off the ground. So he does have a broken arm. So I'm going to give him a -2.
So,
But it's
so
your
grappling. I'm just reading. Grappling is a posed roll between attacker and defender's athletics.
okay. Fantastic. Irongate.
So there we go.
Fighting.
Yeah, and the -2 makes sense because he should technically have the
And
one
I'm
arm
going to
in
Benny that.
Oh, you can't Benny critical fails.
Oh yeah, you're not anymore, butts.
That's the one thing they put an end to. Yeah.
So.
Oh, I swear I was Benny myself.
Yeah. Take your Benny back. You critical failed that, so I'm just going to let you explain. How did you screw that up, Pete? What happened?
I reckon that as I go forward to grapple him, some of the food I threw at him is on the floor, and I sort of slid and sort of under him and I've fallen on the floor.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you trip and fall. Now, you're vulnerable because you've fallen on the floor?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I like it.
Fair. That's awesome.
I like it. That takes care of Pete's turn. Who goes next? I got a 7, so it's my turn. So you get up, you skitter towards this guy, you slip on some of the goop that's on the floor. He's standing over top of you with his one broken arm, fully conscious, fully aware. He's got no negatives towards him. You hit the ground and he looks down and he's like, "Ah, stupid bug, didn't you realize that your stupid skittery feet wouldn't click to the floor, you frickin' stupid beetle, dung beetle, ha!" And he's going to try and punch you in the back of the head, Pete. So I'm going to make a D8 fighting roll. With his one good arm, he takes a swing at you and completely misses. You sort of skitter or roll out of the way. He's like, "God damn it! Anyhow, one of these days, I'm gonna get you, bug brains." Who goes next?
I think Dave's up. I got a 4.
I got a 5, so I'm going to boost lower
Ooh.
strength on both my comrades. Alright.
Okay, it's gonna be-
Die.
Yeah, that's going to be a success. Now you have to choose which one it is that you're doing, I believe. At
Yeah,
least.
strength.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that way maybe they can beat through his armor.
All right, so everybody gets a little bit tougher.
Okay, so our strength is bumped up a die then, is it?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, wicked.
What? No, that's what you do to do damage, right?
Yep. Because they're just hitting with their fists. Regular fists is
Yeah,
strength.
It's just for strength.
Maybe that'll help.
Except for Petey.
Maybe that'll help punch through his armor.
Excellent. All right, so you do a little psionic love juice. You guys all of a sudden feel your muscles ripple a little bit. Kind of looking a little more Popeye-ish all of a sudden. Vay's off and the 6 is off in the corner. No? All right, moving on. Who's next?
So Gordon, he's going to he's just going to punch him. He's going to unarmed strike. He's just going to punch that shit out of this guy. He's going to make 2 actions. He's going to swing twice at him.
All right, so -2. That's going to be a miss.
So is it both actions are -2, or is it just the next one?
Both actions are -2. Because multiple actions, if you take 3, all actions would be at -4. 2 actions,
okay.
right?
So that's not good enough. So you need to take that.
Well, that's only 1 attack. You still get your second attack. Take your stupid Benny back. Punch him the second time. Maybe you'll hit him on this one. Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
So you rolled a 9 -2 is 7. That's enough to bypass his parry, which is 6.
Oh, yeah.
And now you're going to roll strength at a higher die type because of boost.
So it's 12 instead of 10.
That's right. And you're going to take your damage roll, which is going to be 8. His toughness is 6, so that's enough to shake him. As he leans down to punch, try and punch Cock in the face, he's kind of still half-ass bent over when you... What happens there?
Oh, he's kind of bent. He's kind of bent over, mocking him, right?
Yep.
So he's kind of mocking Quack there. So he just comes in right from the side, just a fucking cold cock right in the side.
Give him a shot right in the side of the ear.
Right in the side of the ear, right in the temple.
You see one of his eyes cross a little bit as he sort of looks over at you, and he's like, "Oh man, somebody turn off the siren." Is that it? Everybody went?
Yep.
All right, dealing some new cards. Deal to red, yellow, green, purple. Joker, anybody?
Joker.
Vay, I'm going to
He's
deal
got a Joker? Nice.
Yep, I got a Joker.
a Joker, yellow and green.
I'd like another card, please.
Okay, I'm going to invoke a 5 Benny Max as well, just something that hasn't been brought up. But Pete's maxed out, Vay is maxed out, and Corey is good to go. Oh, I got a Joker as well.
Okay.
Would you look at that? I got a Joker as well. I'm going to give myself another Benny. Can you guys see my cards? You can see my cards, right?
Nope.
F8. Clickety
It's
clickety.
Joker ever round now.
No, I want to move this like that. Can you see them now?
Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah.
Okay. It was hidden in the invisible section. I adjusted my bar. What was I doing? I got to give Pete another card. So Pete is green.
Green.
Tell me if you're good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Excellent. So it's going to be Jokers. You punch him in the side of the head. Now, oh, wait a second. His ears are ringing. He's taking a step back. Between me and Vay, we both have Jokers, but because he's shaken, I'm going to say Vay gets to go ahead of him. Or, well, you can go whenever you want. If you want to go first, you can go ahead of him because he is shaken.
I have danger sense anyway, so it's gonna get me a
Okay.
advantage.
So then you can go first if you want.
Alright, I'm going to cast Confusion on him again.
All right, I'm going to make a smarts roll, which is a d6. He rolled a 3. And you rolled a 5, so that's a success, and he failed. So he is distracted and vulnerable again. He's like, "God damn it, why are my ears ringing so much? What the hell?" Who goes? Oh, he goes next.
Still continue eating my food.
So he's got to roll a spirit roll, which I think his spirit is 6 at -2. D6 -2. Come on, give me a good frickin' roll. I got Benny's. Oh, that's a success. At a -2, that's a 5. He is no longer shaken, so he can actually move in his turn. It's like, this fucking Riggins driving me goddamn mental. And then he says again, he's like, hyper state of aggression. And he looks at, he's going to punch you in the face this time, Gordon. He's like, son of a bitch, punch me in the face. Fuck you, Bugman. What is your parry?
Parry 7.
Okay, so that's going to be a miss. He's got an extra Benny. Oh man, he's pissed off. I'm going to spend my Benny. I want to move my bennies off to the side so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I have 3 bennies left per character, no wild card bennies left.
You're only vulnerable, right? You're not distracted?
I'm distracted and vulnerable.
Okay, you're both.
I'm unshaken, but I have a Joker. So he's going to roll a fighting roll with no negatives because the Joker bonus will negate.
Yeah, the wash. Yeah.
It'll be a wash. He takes a swing in the dark and... Yeah! What's your parry, bud?
Something.
Oh, it's a 7.
Parry of 7, so 7 to 11. So a 12 is going to be a hit with a race because it's a wash. So he's going to roll strength plus d6, so it's 2d6. Come on. Now I might spend a Benny to do some damage here. 9 points of damage.
Well, it's a toughness of 10.
Oh, Jesus, man. He cracks you in the side of the head. He's like, what the hell? Are you fucking guys made of stone? Man, this is bullshit. He spits some blue blood on the ground. He's like, the fuck, man? He's all mad because he's used to crushing some skulls with his... But he keeps punching fucking brick walls because you guys are so tough. Oh, man. Sweet. Who goes next? Pete with a 6?
Probably Pete. I think Pete was 6.
Yeah.
I got a 5, so.
Okay, so fuck this. Let's just punch him. So he'll Quack will get off the ground and click a few times, and then try and punch him. So the first punch will be. Don't tell me it's another bloody crit fail. I'm gonna. No, it's not crit fail. That is it. So I'm gonna Benny that. How do you expend bennies on this? Do you
just tell me and I'll take it.
Oh, same as the hero coins. Just
okay. So let's try again on the first punch. Holy moly! So yeah, the first punch is. Yeah, I'm going to spend another Benny. Go on, spend another Benny.
Do it.
Do it. That's the one. I'm fed up with rolling ones. There, that's better. That's much better.
Oh wow!
Keep going. Yeah.
17. So that's going to be a punch with a raise.
Okay. So that will be 3d6 then.
If you're rolling 2d6 normally, yes, that will be 3d6.
Okay. 3.
Oh wow! Holy shit, Pete! Oh.
18 damage.
He has a toughness of 6, so that means the difference is 12 divided by 4 is 3 raises. Yeah, so you do a lot of damage to this guy with this final blow. What does that look like, Pete? How do you take this big bad boss Yeti guy down?
So I'm going to say that I sort of leap up from the floor, and as I do so, I punch him right into the chin, and he sort of does the old flying through the air and sort of lands on his back in the middle of the room with a dull thud, with sort of like birds tweeting around him as he sort of lands on the floor.
I'm going to add to that and say that you hit him in the direction of the machine that spurts the goop out, and he ends up passed out underneath it with the goop like coming out, and it's just kind of falling on his face and dripping all over him, and he's just kind of laying there like bleeding, and maybe he cries a little bit.
And Quack will sort of turn around sort of to face the prisoners, and he'll just like click a few times at them.
Yeah, all the prisoners look at you and they cheer. They're like, hell yeah! You hear chants of, all right, new leader. We got a new leader, boys. There's a new boss in the prison. Where are we at here? So, after kicking his ass and taking some names and shit like that, there is a deal. Backing down, fighting for slop. Oh, wait a second. Talking it out. So yeah, if we were to do, essentially what they're saying is, depending on how this fight goes, it's going to affect the next shit that ever happened in the prison, because you kicked his ass, you took some names, so you get a little bit of a bonus. Backing down. If the characters hand over their food without a fight, everybody snickers. If the characters refuse, and he and his cronies attack. Monarch surrenders if he's losing, not about to get killed, but he didn't get killed, you just knocked him out. So yeah, all the prisoners are, you're going to have a bonus, Pete. Any interaction that you get with the prisoners and shit like that's going to be done at a +2 for your group, because he was kind of... But you guys all spend the rest of the day, back hanging out in your cell, waiting to get shipped out. After a full night's sleep, you recover from your initial encounter. Anybody that had any superficial wounds would remove them, or fatigue, or any of that kind of shit. You are awakened the next day after your glorious victory by the sound of jump sec guards shouting in the hall. "Today's the day! The shuttle's here to take you to your new home. Ha ha ha!" You're handcuffed and herded at gunpoint out of the holding area to the transport pod, which is the USS Shit Cutter. I just fucking moused over it for the first time and it popped up with a name. I gotta pay more attention to what you guys are doing. So you're handcuffed and heralded at gunpoint out to the holding area to the transport pod. The pod, as you can see it, now it says here, featureless gray-walled box, blah, 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 but this is a featureless brown-walled, maybe it's gray-walled inside. 20 feet wide, 10 feet tall, 50 feet long, capable of holding just over, it says 100, but I'm going to say 20. The long walls are lined with seats with bars that pull down and lock the prisoners in place. A double row of seats with the same...
Friendly.
Pardon me?
It's 100 if you're friendly.
Right. A double row of seats with the same bars stretches down in the middle of the pod. At the far end of the pod are larger seats for creatures too large for the standard setup. Once the pod is full and the prisoners are strapped in, the guards remove your cuffs and explain the procedure.
"Listen here, guys. This is how it's going to go down. When you land, the bars binding you will release. The door at the end of the pod's going to open up, and you're going to be free to do what you want. We recommend that you and your companions join in the mines. We recommend you join your companions in the mine and stay close to what passes for civilization." They all chuckle. "Ha ha ha ha, civilization. I wonder, if you wander into the Outlands, you're probably going to die from toxic air. Fine by me. I don't really give a rat's ass. And you'll probably be eaten by savages." Another guy pipes up. He's like, "Yeah, you'll probably be eaten by savages too. Hopefully in that order." Ha ha ha. They all laugh. All these prison guards are chuckling. And they close the door behind you. And you can hear... Oh, wait a second. I got a mouse over here. Yeah, they closed the door behind you. Check this fucking action out. The door... Oh, wait a second. Is this one better? Yep, press it. There he goes. Presses some buttons. Closes the container. You hear a snap as the shuttle releases its umbilical cord connection to the ship. There's a shuttle vibration. The engines of the USS Shit Cutter wind up. I don't know if I got a cool wind up sound. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Gantry tunnel door, blast door, chamber door, computer slicing. There you go. And as you're buckled into your seats, you feel the ship start to make its way to the planet's surface. So, as you guys are making your way in this shuttle, you're locked in. You're strapped in, you're locked down, you can't get out. There's no way to release yourselves. It's maybe a 20-minute ride down to the planet side. As soon as you can feel yourself hit the atmosphere, the different pressures and stuff like that working on the ship, there's some vibrations and stuff like that you're hearing. The pod shakes and rattles as it sort of enters the atmosphere. But something
Vate, you got a danger sensibility, right?
Yeah.
Let's put that to use because you do have it. Now, danger sense allows you to make a roll of some kind.
+2 to my notice roll.
Okay, I would like you to make that roll at +2. I'm actually probably going to be using your danger sense quite a bit. So that's going to be a 6, which will be enough for you. Before any of it happens, your danger sense is going off. You realize that something is up. This landing that you guys are partaking in, it seems you're noticing some vibrations in the seats that aren't normal. Different things are going on around the ship. There's some shaking and some rattling that is really like beyond what it should be. And I'll do that in a second. And as as you sort of realize what's going on, the lights start to flicker inside the pod. Thunder, you can hear thunder outside. It starts to boom, and the whole pod lurches. But you're ready for this. The pod lurches and it jerks, and you can feel like suddenly gravity just kind of like really pulling you into your seats. Hidden servos hum to life, and there's a sudden jolt that triggers the automatic release system. So everything as the pod comes down, I want to reload my deal here. Into the Outlands crash site. Here we go. We got the rain going on. We got the ship getting ready to land. Oh, check this out. Hey? Hidden servos hum to life. The sudden jolt triggers the automatic release system. The door swings open at the end of the container, revealing the rain-blurred landscape far below. It's rocky and covered with thin foliage. The bars holding you in place unlock and swing upward as part of the automatic release system. A non-player character... Oh, never mind reading that. It says a non-player character prisoner near the door didn't react in time and falls screaming through the open door. So, hey, wait a second. Did I change that? Somebody else changed that. Let's go with yellow because it works with the landscape. Give that a second. So, as the door to the back of this chamber kicks open, you see a couple of the prisoners that are in the back fall out. And as you're kind of hanging there, Vay, you're fully aware, so I'm not making you make any rolls. But you grab onto this bar because you were expecting some shit to go south. You felt it right away. And you're hanging on. As you look down, you see these people that weren't expecting it to happen sort of tumble out. And there's probably 3 or 4 prisoners that were in the back, near the back door. They just fall out on the back. And as you're hanging on to these bars, all 3 of you looking down, you can see them impact. They hit the ground after a few seconds. And it's just a spray of red mist, blood and bones as they impact the ground. So this we're going to do a dramatic task, kids. Closing this door is a dramatic task. To make their way to the door, reach its handle, pull the door closed, and latch it. You're going to have to make a series of agility rolls at -2. Other characters can assist by making cooperative strength rolls, but you guys are going to have to figure out, how many does this say? I think this is written in deluxe, to be honest with you, and not in Suede, but maybe it is.
It is.
Okay, so that is what's happening. This pod is suspended in air. The hooks that hold the pod to the shuttle have broken away, and this pod is just kind of dangling by a thread. Like, you can tell that it's dangling, that it's come undone. It's shaking back and forth in the rain and the wind. Let me get some sweet ass lightning going on the outside there. All sorts of it going off. The thing is dangling. It's swaying back and forth. You're all unlatched, hanging on to your different systems and shit like that. I'm going to make Pete, and I'm going to make Gordon and Quack. Both of you guys make me an agility roll. If you fail this agility roll, you you still are going to, I'm not going to throw you out of this thing, but what's going to happen is the sudden jolt, the jerk, maybe you smashed your head or crashed your head on a thing, and you're going to take a level of fatigue from like bumps and bruises as you crash your cranium into whatever's going on here. While you guys are making your rolls, I got to reset this deck.
One question though first. You said that other players might be able to assist. Wanted to know if I could use my psionics in any way.
Yeah, you sure can. What we're going to do is I'm going to deal some cards out to everybody. These guys are going to make agility rolls. And yellow, green. Now, all of these rolls for this dramatic task are made at a -2. If the card in front of you is a club, you suffer some kind of further complication, which means you're going to have to make your roll at a -4. So, you see the cards in front of you. Make your agility checks. Pete, that's going to be a success for the not smashing your cranium on the bar or bashing your head or doing something.
That's not. If it's -2, that's going to be 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're making your roll before this is a roll before everything sort of goes south, right? As soon as the thing comes up, the bar releases. I'm imagining you guys are inside this thing. The bars release. I'm not making Vey roll because of her danger sense success.
Okay,
she was
she
aware,
knows about it.
right? So
Right.
she's
I got
she's
it, I got
braced
it.
herself. You guys haven't. So you're making rolls without negatives because you're in this thing. These things release and you succeed, Pete.
And then the next step
Right.
will be dependent on how we do with this one. Okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
I rolled a 5 as well then.
Okay, so 2 successes. Pete, how do you? What do? You grab onto something. What happens with you inside this thing?
So I reckon I start to fall, and then he sort of reaches out with one of his insecty arms and grabs onto a pipe on the side.
Fantastic.
And, hangs on.
Okay, excellent. And Corey, how do you manage to avoid any bumps and bruises?
Oh, he does because he's a rather large beast inside, so this seems like a smaller corridor for him. So he actually just flays out. He flays out his 4 legs, and they kind of scrape down the side of the walls of the hall until it comes to a stop.
Excellent. Okay, now we're gonna do. Oops, I hit my thing. Now we're gonna do the dramatic task in which you guys
Got it.
somehow realize that if this thing lets go and you crash into the ground like this, you can hear the ship outside just full on thrusters. You can hear like this little as whatever steel cords are starting to break and fray. You're pretty sure that this thing is going to let go. If it hits the ground with this door open, there's going to be some kind of like percussion that comes inside. So like you just feel like the door to this thing needs to be fucking closed before you hit the ground. That's going to ensure your best chance of survival and keep you from, keep maybe more people from falling out. Now, I haven't done a dramatic task in some time, but I know in Suede now we can do different dramatic or different numbers. You just got to get chips. Adds tension and drama to situations like defusing a bomb or hacking a computer. For you guys, it's going to be closing the door. So here's the rules. Heroes often find themselves in tense and dangerous situations such as defusing a bomb, hacking a computer, or rescuing people from a burning building. The Game Master starts by figuring out what the task is. You guys need to secure the door to keep people from falling, keep people and yourselves from falling out onto the ground. How many tokens you're going to need for a success? So challenging, difficult, or complex. This is just going to be a challenging task. So you have to collect 4 task tokens in 3 rounds in order to succeed. Multi-person tasks. What does it say? If more than one person can attempt the task at once, for example, in this one, you guys could, because you're strong and you're holding on to things with your clangers, you guys could form a chain kind of a thing, and that would help whoever needs to get down to the door, to secure it kind of a thing. That would be like strength tests or something like that. If more than one person can attempt the task at once, such as crewing different stations in a falling starship, which is kind of what you're doing, you're falling in this container, the GM must set the number of rounds. But we're doing four tokens, 3 rounds. Assume each player will average 1 success per turn. Use that as a guideline. Yada, yada, yada. Performing the task. Characters are dealt action cards during a dramatic task. Those attempting the task make relevant skill checks and get a token task for each success. Failure means no progress. So,
Is this 4 tokens per person or 4 tokens between the 3 of us?
4 tokens between the 3 of you. If you get a raise, you're going to get extra tokens.
Yep.
So what we do is we start with Mr. High Point over here, which is going to be Corey. Gordon. Gordon is in the back. He is somehow grabbed onto some shit. Gordon yells out, "We got to get that door closed. If we fall out, we're all going to be pancakes," or some shit like that. Gordon's going to take over his character and say a thing. I'm just setting the premise. Dramatic tasks are made at -2. Gordon got a club, which creates further, so his task is going to be at -4. If Gordon fails, it just means you don't get a token. Also, dramatic tasks are whatever the fuck you want. So you can look at your character sheet and say, okay, Gordon's exceptionally strong. I'm going to grab onto Caw and Quack Quack, and I'm going to hold on to him, and we're going to try and make a daisy chain to the door. So he's going to make a strength check, and that's going to be his donation to the...
Pretty sure I don't even need to go right now. You just nailed it. So you've literally nailed exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, so
He's going to anchor himself in place so that we can start doing like the human chain thing or the person chain thing to get down to the door and shut it.
Yeah, so that's what he's going to say out loud to the rest of you. He reaches out a hand, screams at somebody, which is probably going to be Quack Quack because he's sort of the next biggest, and then Quack Quack's probably going to hold on to Vey. Or 6 because she's the lightest.
I would picture Vey's the most agile, so I think she would be the best one to get down there.
Right. Okay. I will say that inside of this deal, because the doors are hanging open, everything's set up. There was a like a security robot in here. He's one of the things that went flying out. Normally he would like work the control panel and shit like that, but there is a computer control panel at the end that you can go down and, like, you know, it's got a great big red button on it kind of a thing, and it's going wah, 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 kind of a deal as it sets the alarm and shit like that. You need to make it to you need to make it to that red button and smash it in order to close the doors and sort of reset everything inside of this thing. Okay, set the premise. Here we go.
And then the last thing to remember is if any of us critical fails during a part of it, that part of the task completely fails.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right. Roll me some dice, kids.
All right, so it's going to go strength -4. Oh, it fucking did it again. Ignore this altogether.
Ignore this awesome fucking roll I just
ignore
made.
This awesome roll altogether. I double click. Sorry. Here, try this again.
Is that sound from that hurricane outside Vey's house? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be at a -4. Here's we're gonna burn a token for that. Burn a Benny.
All right, I will steal that, Benny.
Try this again. But once. -4, that's a 5, so that should be a success.
That's a success. Okay, so that's going to be 1
Perfect.
token. Now, I don't know if I have anything that really says token, but let me look and see.
Fuck, don't worry about it. I got a mark down here. We got 1.
All right. Savage World status token. Shpadunk.
Oh, there we go. There's something.
1 token. Who goes next?
I'm on a 9.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's me.
Yep. Okay.
So
Gordon?
Corey's got hold of the side, and I'm going to grab onto him and then sort of try and swing.
Yeah. I'm like the anchor point.
Yep. So I'll go in the middle. So I will roll athletics as I sort of grab onto him, and I also try and swing 6 down. So. And I'm going to Benny that. Ooh. God damn it. Go on, take another one. John will die straight away.
Here we go.
There, that's better. So I grab hold with one hand and swing 6 out with the other.
Sorry, my bad. I muted myself there so you didn't have to listen to me laughing at you guys. So Cock reaches his hand out towards you, Six. You're fully aware of what's going on. They've been giving you directions and instructions the whole time, and they're trying to get you to get down and hit that red button.
All right, I'm next.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
All right. So you said I could use psionics?
Yeah, you can use whatever. Just explain to me what it is you're doing and how it fits into what's happening, to fit it into the narrative and get after it.
All right. So I wanted to use my smarts to craft seatbelts or a rope out of the seatbelts to help quack quack to lower down to the button.
He's trying to lower
So I
you
wanted to
down
use
to
my
the button.
psionics.
Yeah, the two of them have made a daisy chain,
All right.
right? So you've got Orax at the back, then Quack Quack, and then Quack Quack is reaching out to grab onto you, and he's going to try and swing you or hold you over by the button.
All right. So I say it's not far enough, so I'm going to use my smarts to craft a rope to extend myself a little more.
Okay.
But what I wanted to do with the psionics was do a boost lower. I want to boost my trait.
Okay. I don't know how that fits into.
So your call if you want that to happen or not.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Keep
You
in mind,
can.
this is only the first round of 3 too, right? So we've still got lots of time.
Sure. So go ahead and roll your boost lower trait. This isn't going to count towards your success, though. You're spending your first round buffing yourself in order to do a thing towards the task, but that's perfectly fine.
Oh, okay. So that negates my roll this round then.
Right. You're just going to bypass it, buff yourself so that it increases your chance of successfully completing something or hitting the button or doing a thing.
Okay. Well, you know what? I have enough bennies. I think I'll just do the regular
Go for it.
task.
Okay, so you reach out, grab Quack Quack by the hand.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do my smarts roll. So it's -2, right?
Yeah, he sure is. Yep.
All right. I'll spend a benny.
All right, I'll steal that from you. -2, still not a success.
All right. Yeah. I'll take one more.
Okay. Oh,
There we go.
There it is.
There's the thing.
All right, so in one round,
These bennies up.
yeah, see, you can fail, and it doesn't affect anything negatively if you didn't want to spend bennies, right? It's just that you didn't succeed that round. But you guys spent some bennies, and everybody succeeded in the first round. Vey, 6 grabs onto Quack Quack's hand, and he sort of reaches out, and between the 3 of you guys, you extend yourselves down towards where this red emergency button is, and as you swing towards it, you sort of maybe kick it with your foot, and in doing so, you close the back doors just before the last cable snaps. The ship has been slowly descending. You've seen yourself get closer and closer to the ground. Also, Vey, make me a notice check. I'm just gonna play this like we're all adults. Make me a notice check as you get down near the back door to notice the band of the dust storm coming this way. You see a couple of cars down here, but if you don't notice this, you're not going to be ready for it. It's really not going to make a difference. It's kind of a weird thing, but I always feel like I need to make you aware of what you're rolling for because of the Benny economy. So I'm going to say make me a notice check while you're down there kicking the buttons to notice this band of cars, this gang that's coming towards the pod.
Okay. So that's danger. So I can add a +2.
Yes.
Danger Will Robinson.
Fantastic.
Don't matter.
Right.
I got some dust in my eyes.
Right, nothing. It doesn't affect your deal anyway, or in any way whatsoever. So you have no clue what's going on. I was just thinking for the role-playing aspect, you could close the door and you could be like, oh man, we're going to have company. But that's cool. Shortly after you close the door, I'm actually going to make everybody make one more agility check to get back in your seats or to grab on or to brace yourself for impact. If you fail this roll, you're going to suffer, again, bumps and bruises because this thing is going to, it's getting ready to release. It does actually release.
Are we still -2?
No, because you're not part of the dramatic task anymore.
Okay, perfect. So just flat out agility then.
Oh, my agility sucks though. Oh, I made it.
Yep.
Pete got a 5. Corey got a 4. Vay got a 3. 6 rolled a 3.
No, I got a 4. Or.
Your trait roll is a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't add. Yeah.
Yeah. So you.
No, I just when I rolled, I saw yours pop up. I just.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what happens when everybody rolls at once, right?
Okay, so Vay, that's going to be a fail unless you want to Benny that.
I don't know what else is coming. I'll save my bennies.
Okay, all right. So you are on your character sheet down here. You're going to take a level of fatigue. You can just mouse over that. I did it for you. And just remember that you're at -1 to your rolls now with bumps and bruises. The two of you, because you're holding on to some certain things, when this thing lets go, you've already got that added benefit of already sort of being in a chain, grabbing onto shit. You're big, you can reach your arms out, grab into the sides. But poor Six, man, when this thing lets go, starts to free fall. And you can see, this is the way I'm imagining it, that the sudden shift in the gravitational pull sort of catches you off guard, and Six lets go of your hand, and as the pod crashes to the ground, she's free floating in the air and sort of turning really slowly, like there's no gravity. Her hair's kind of going off all over the place, and then all of a sudden there is just this massive boom. Vay flies down. You only fall maybe 20 feet. This happens sort of in the blink of an eye because you're just taking bumps and bruises. You're not taking wounds, and the cargo container crashes into the ground. Maybe this is where your fatigue comes in. It starts to roll a little bit. One of the doors flies off the back of the buzzers and beeps automatically go off again. You see that all of the bars that will hold all the prisoners that are remaining in place release. The doors kick open. Psh, 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 everything comes to a slow and sturdy rest. You're all sitting inside the container. PZ crash site. Finish building. And then this is what it looks like. Give this a second for everybody to load. As the dust settles, the container pod buzzing and swirling, little sparks flying off of it, you look around and realize that you guys are way off course. Like, you're way out in the outer zone. You can't see anything for like miles. Like, this is not the drop zone at all. It takes you a few minutes to sort of gain your senses, but all the prisoners slowly start piling out. In doing so, you can hear some of the prisoners as they go outside. They start yelling and shit like that. They're like, "Oh my God, they're coming! Here they come!" And then you can hear some people sort of speaking back. They're like, "They're over here! I think they're still alive." You hear one of them scream, "If we got there before the Nulvoids, we could sell them for 100 each. We're gonna be rich." And then, you just hear some scattering, some noises going on outside. You guys are all inside this thing now. Dude, nobody got a joker on that one? I'm gonna deal some cards here, because I'm trying to do the round the table thing. Tell me what you guys get as I deal the cards out to you.
A 9.
8.
Okay, so Corey goes first. Gordon, you're inside the container. People are starting to rush out through the front. You can hear noises and shit like that. Somebody's like, "Oh, they're coming, they're coming." What is Gordon doing while he's inside the container?
Well, if they're coming, they're coming. That doesn't sound like it's going to be a pleasant interaction. So He's going to try to just rip off like a bar or a piece of pipe and something to use it as a club.
Fantastic. Make me a strength check. See if you can't find some kind of loose bar, loose pipe, and rip it off of wherever it's at. Oh, beautiful! That's a success with the raise. What do you find? Name your price. Name anything that's not a gun.
I think it's gonna be a piece of the bulkhead. He actually rips off a big old chunk like a piece of I-beam off the bulkhead.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to double swing. He's gonna double hand swing this thing. So it'll be an improvised weapon for him. So he's gonna take a -2 with it. But you tell me, what kind of damage is that going to do? It's going to be strength plus what?
Oh man, because it's a big piece of Ibar and you rolled a raise on that. We're going to go. I think that falls under it's D6 instead of just D4, right? It's going to be a D6 category.
Sure. Strength is D6 then.
Savage World's Core. Let's go Control F, and we want to look up improvised weapons. Quack, you go next. Page 102. What do you find, or what are you doing while you're in there? I believe Quack goes next.
So, yeah, there's a Yeti just appeared outside here as well.
Oh, did he fall from the sky? That's what's his face.
So yep.
Yeah, that's the big ass boss man guy.
He fell from space.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm thinking of so Gordon's grabbed some iron bar, is he?
Yeah, you see.
Big old piece of I-beam.
Yeah, he pulls it off and reaches outside.
Are any of the other prisoners? Did any prisoners die in this crash today?
Oh yeah, you can see them outside as you you will see them outside. There's a dead guy over here. There's a dead guy over here. There's lots of dead bodies. Even the robot guy's right here.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to try and grab one of their limbs to use as a weapon.
Nice.
Okay, there is a pile of robot right here, the security robot that was by the door. He's over here, or you could probably rip a limb off of this guy down here. Maybe you find a leg or something like that. He's gone.
Yeah. I'll go for one of them. Yeah, the last two you painted there. I think, a nice deep bone to do me.
There guys out here yet?
I just looked up improvised weapons. Well,
got it here.
Quack. Yep. So you would be heavy size rock, metal chair, duffel bag.
Strength was D8.
Right. That's going to be a big one because it's bigger than a bowling ball or a machine gun, a wooden chair, that kind of shit. So this is going to be a heavy one, and you'll just follow those rules, and you got a great big fucking heavy ass piece of deal.
Yeah. And you'll take a -2 for swinging that for being improvised.
Tell you what, Bay, I'm liking that jumpsuit.
Oh, I made Vay super sexy. There we go. Quack.
Why didn't you make me super sexy then? I feel a bit aggrieved about that.
Well, that's, you sort of chose this guy. I'm going to make the boss Yeti a little bit bigger, and we got to throw Gordon on here, but I'm going to go Control C. B. Just sort of adjusting things. 111. Oh shit! I did the wrong deal. Damn it.
Are these David Oakham figures? Are they?
Yes, they are. The guy does fantastic stuff.
Yeah. The guy's got great work. I love the style. Plus, he's probably the only artist out there who you can literally have any genre. He's got everything.
6. You're sort of last to go. What is stand up plus? Plus. I want to make Gordon a little bit bigger than the rest. I think you and Quack are probably roughly the same size. There. Okay. So to recap, now that we're sort of caught up on the same page with the improvised weapons, Gordon grabs a giant piece of metal that's kind of hanging on its last little legs. You rip it up and down a few times, break the, you know what I mean? Like how you sort of bend metal. It snaps off and you walk outside. Quack. I'm going to put you back over here. You're trying to use your pinchers to tear the leg off of this fucking dead person back here. Do you guys have clubs? Nobody has clubs this round? Oh, Vay's going to have to do hers at -2. So what is 6 doing? After you see your two mates walk out through the front door, you're still inside the container. You hear a bunch of noises. All the prisoners are shuffling outside. What is 6 gonna do?
Well, I see my friends going for weapons, so I'm gonna cast boost lower on both of them.
Okay.
Oops, I rolled the 1. Jesus. So that's 2 die increase.
Wow. So that's a boost with the raise. Now that's strength or fighting.
I'm doing strength.
Okay. So your strengths go up
That
by 2 as you guys.
up to 12 plus 1 then.
Nice. And then, even though it was a 19, it would have been -2, but it's still a fucking massive hit with a raise. All right, so you psionically cast your spells and your abilities. Boom, boom, boom. These guys get tough, and you're walking out because you did so well. I'm going to also give you the ability to pull something out of here, or find a weapon, or do a thing as well. You find something on the way out that you can use as a possible weapon.
How about the shield?
Okay, piece of loose metal or something like that comes off. Actually, do you know what, Vay? How about the door? Yeah, there's a
Okay, yeah.
there's
a piece of the door I can lift.
right. It flew off over here, and as you come out, you see it's over there. It's broken, bent in half, whatever it is in this pile of shit. And where's my sexy Vay? 6 in jail. So you run over here, and I'm going to right-click on this thing if I can get it. I will.
Don't add it to me. I'll fall.
Hey, simmer down now. I'm going to unlock this. We're going to shrink it down. And you find a nice little piece of shield. Ba-doop. And I'm just going to put it near you. I won't do anything. As you're running over to this thing, your danger sense, roll me some notice. Your danger... never mind. We don't need you to do it. You run over, you grab this piece of door, you're using it as a shield, and you look across the field, and you can see that this gang has arrived. You see their cars in the back. There's a cool-ass looking Humvee with some sweet paint jobs on it. They got some great big guns and shit pointing in your direction. There's this tank would be the tank that looks like, it's going to take the prisoners. They're going to grab you and stuff you in the back of this thing. But they're all parked, and this gang, I believe they're the Null Voids? Yeah, the Null Void gang. This is who you know them to be. This is what's cool about it, is these guys have like makeshift weapons. There are some guns, but guns are a rarity. I think only maybe 2 of them have guns. Maybe 3. Okay. So these guys come around the corner of this bush. They're starting to make their way towards the prisoners and shit like that. The idea, they're like, get them, let's collect them all. We're gonna make a shit ton of money off of these suckers. Wait a second, they're not Null Voids, they're fucking something else. Anyways, it doesn't matter. A gang comes at you. They're like, let's get them. We're gonna sell these guys and make a shit ton of money. So all of these guys that are over here are starting to make their way towards these prisoners. You guys have all successfully found some gear, some stuff, some things. We're going to do another deal. Red, yellow, green. Tell me what you got.
I got a jack.
Somebody change.
I got a jack too.
The
All right.
Jake. Well, what Jake you get? Because you go reverse order of
Hearts.
like I have the spades. You got a heart, so you're gonna be first.
Reverse alphabetical. You're first, Gordon.
Reverse alphabetical.
Yeah,
So I'm
reverse-
first. Okay,
you're
yeah. That's what I meant. I don't know. Fuck, I'm retarded.
Why do they have to do it that way? God knows.
Yeah, just go the normal way. Listen, that's how it is, dude.
Yeah, so there is a big ass gang of dudes coming. Now there's quite a few prisoners and shit like that, but these guys got guns, Gordon. They got guns. Like, you realize by looking at them, being that you're no dummy, you're doing the math in your head, and you realize that if these guys get serious and shit like that, they're gonna start fucking shooting some people. Fighting them might not be your best option, but I'm not going to say that that you should or shouldn't. What are you doing over there, Gordo?
Let's see here. And they got quite a distance on them.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
That fucking iron bar up.
Judging,
he's got all this extra strength on him, right?
Yeah, you're buffed up and ready to rock it out, man.
Yeah.
But these guys, strength or no strength.
But still, it only makes the item a range of 1, 2, 4.
Yeah,
there's no way that's gonna be exceeded range 4.
Strength or no strength, man. You're crunching some numbers in your pretend. Your pretend prison, whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Numbers aren't looking good. You got your guys up, and you're like, oh, man, fellas, this doesn't look good.
Yeah. No. He's gonna put the bar. He's gonna make it a big show. He's gonna take the iron bar and he's gonna put it down. Put his 2 hands up and take a few steps back.
Okay, you do that
to kind of show them. Show them that we're at their mercy at the moment.
All right.
For now.
This prisoner guy, he looks over at you. He's like, really? You're going to give up just like that? Man, I thought you were fucking some kind of tough mother. And he tries to grab this piece of iron bar that you've laid down, and he just cannot lift it up. He's struggling for a few seconds. He's like, never mind. This is bullshit, and I'm out of here. And he just fucking turns, and he's like, runs over this way. You see him start running back up. He makes it up to about here somewhere. He's like, I'm taking my chances with the wilderness. And he runs off into the, off in that general direction. So you just kind of stand there with your hands up. And, this guy's, he takes off like running fucking like crazy. This prisoner, however, he, I'm hoping that I don't unlock the table. He's going to take a run forward. He's like, I'm not going down without a fight. And he looks at you as he runs by. Now he's got some great big wrench on him and shit like that, because he must have found a toolbox that you didn't have access to. But he starts running towards them with a screaming look on his face, like this guy's just an absolute fucking psychopath with this big ass wrench. Some of the other prisoners behind you, they also start scrambling off into the bush. They start running in different directions. They're like, they're not taking us alive. Let's get out of here. Quack, you're chewing on a fucking dead person's leg over here, and you manage to rip it off right at the hip joint. There's some saggy meat on the end, but you can see the ball from the hip actually pop out.
Femur and everything, yeah.
I'm going to try and sort of, in the confusion with all these like people running in different directions, I'm going to try and sort of head over to here and hide in the rocks with my limb.
Okay, you make your way over there with your limb and shit like that. Yeah, as you run over there, you see Six standing in the pile, and she's holding up part of this door and shit like that in front of her, like she's got some kind of like bullet shield. She ain't worried about it. Guns start shooting, she'll be fine. She's got a piece of like Relium door, nice enforced deal. All right, you cruise over there. Six, what's Six gonna do? You see everybody taking off. You think that might be a good idea? Maybe not.
Wow, I think we should run. Sounds like we can outrun them. They have cars and stuff. Alright, well, Six is the fast stalker, so she's just going to rely on that. So I'm going to move up to kind of the center of everything, or I guess next to Gordon. Hey, what's the shield give you? Is that plus to parry or toughness?
I'll have to look it up and see what it does.
Yeah,
because it
like
should be.
cover, I suppose.
I think it should be both.
Oh, it's like cover. Okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna scooch up and do a thing. Shields.
Yeah, walk up and I say, all right. Who's in charge here?
Modern shield, object hardness. You walk up to the front. You're sort of calling out. You're like, who's in charge? And say she sort of steps forwards, but in doing so, this guy here. Where are we? Oh, I've got a bush selected or something like that over here. He walks forward with her as well, and so does this punk. The three of them sort of make their way up here. I got them locked for some reason, but I don't know why.
Shield is between +1 and +3 parry.
Okay,
and
fantastic.
-2 cover.
It
Yeah,
gives
but
you,
you have to have a minimum strength of either D4, D6, or D8. So depending on what size it is.
Oh, okay, okay.
okay. So this,
-1.
you walk up. You're like, hey, who's in charge here? This prisoner, he charges forward. I don't know why he goes flying up in the air, but he makes it right up to about here somewhere. And you see this guy here. He levels his crossbow at this guy running, and puts an arrow solidly in this guy. He squeals a little bit, and he drops to the ground, kind of gurgling a little bit. And she takes a step forward. She's like, "Anybody else?
So, anybody else want to try their luck? Now, this is how it's going to go down.
There it is.
She's like, you're all going to line up. We're going to put these cuffs on you, and you're going to get in the back of that there motor vehicle S-174, and we're going to take you and sell you to the null voids."
She's yelling at the other guys and barking orders like, you better get on roundup duty. And so yeah, some of these guys will take off and they'll hop in the different cars and shit like that and scooch off, but the big main one stays. This one will skedaddle, and this one will skedaddle, and a few of these other guys, they got some weapons and shit like that. She's like,
Don't any of you think about making a run for the hills, or we'll fill you full of lead. Or maybe make a run for the hills. Probably be your best bet for survival. I've only tried to say it 10 times.
you hear in the back of your head. But yeah, so you walk up, put your hands up. She's like,
I'm in charge.
what's my name, Vay?
Okay. What?
What is my name? Give me a name.
Oh, Gretchen.
Gretchen?
Totally
Gretchen. Okay, so the rest of these...
Oh, I can make a deal with you here.
oh, okay.
Gretchen, is that your name?
Yes, that's my name.
I
Don't.
see it's on your name tag. I don't know if that's your name or not.
It's just the name that I took off one of you scumbags that landed last time. I thought it was cute.
Alright.
Seems fitting.
Look, I have a way to increase our price. And if you do, or I can do that, you share the price with us.
Well, you think I'm gonna make a deal with you? I don't do no sharing, and you ain't worth the spit that I used to shine my shoes with. So why don't you just put a sock in it?
I can get you a better deal when you sell us.
That's what they all try and say. There's no wheeling and dealing going on here. As you're talking, this prisoner walks by with his hands up. He kind of looks at you as he walks by. He's like, maybe you should run for the hills. I'd run, but I got a bum leg.
Hey guys, I think we should run for the hills.
This prisoner's like, yeah, you should probably make a run for it. It'd probably be your best bet.
Well, I don't know. What do you think? 6? Giddy up.
All right. Well,
Hop on. Let's go.
let's do it.
Um,
So, as all the prisoners, let's see, as a distracting, right? And get all the prisoners to start going. And
mhm.
That's right.
Start cuffing some of them. We
Yep.
head out.
you're gonna make a run for the hills.
Oh, I'm suggesting she saddles up and I take off like Seabiscuit.
Oh, okay. Oh, the crate went for a fucking ride, but I'm
Not
just
so
gonna
sure about
delete
the
it.
bug guy there, but
Well, Cockwalk, he's over here in the bushes, and I mean, you could have followed suit with this guy back here, this prisoner. You see him take off. The rest of them are slowly getting forward or walking forwards towards these groups. The lot of them converge and shit like that. Oh, that he's fucking toast. But yeah, there comes a point at which you realize that you might be able to make a break for it. Maybe get scoot off as these guys wrap up these other prisoners. They start tying them up and shit like that, and it could be a good chance to fucking skedaddle.
Yeah, come on, Gordon, let's go.
I think so. Saddle up.
All right, so you're gonna hop on Gordon and try
Quite
and
literally, actually.
make a run for the hills.
I'm not even kidding. Yeah, like they fucking run like Seabiscuit.
All right, cool.
Well, then again, I mean, I don't know what my speed is here in comparison. I'm pretty sure it's probably the same. I've only got a pace of 6. I'm sure you've only got a pace of 6.
Yeah.
So it's no different, yet visually awesome.
Okay, so what happens here is, we're not even going to get through the first round. We got 8 minutes to go because we've been playing all morning. 6 hops on your back. You start making a run for it, and Big Boss Yeti Man, who's pissed off because he's got his broken arm. He's got a cast on now, but he's got some black eyes and he's a little disheveled. He starts pointing at you. He's like, "Hey, they're getting away! Don't let him get away!" He's like totally fucking pointing you out. So she's going to give the command. Yeah, all of you. She's like, "Look at them. They're taking off. You want to get them. Especially that one there. That big friggin' Orax guy. He's going to be worth extra money. Look what he did to my face." And he's totally like yelling at you. So Gretchen, she tells these guys to start giving chase. Now, we're not going to do much here other than say that you guys start running off into the wilderness. Not quite sure which way you're going, but thanks for...
No chasing?
Thanks for playing. I do want to run a chase scene. If you guys want to cut it right here, we can run a chase scene.
Yep.
Okay. And that's where we'll end it then. You guys are going to make a run for it, and this was full on what I planned to do, but there was one more scene that I wanted to get to, but we can do it next time.
Yep. And then it gives you a chance to read version 83.1 of the chase rules.
Right. You guys.
Yeah. And then when game time starts in 2 weeks, there'll be a new revision.
So this guy here, this prisoner, we're gonna say is Daryl. Daryl's like, "Hey, over here, run this way." As you start running and you catch up with this guy because you're an insect. You cruise pretty quick. This guy he ran off here and he's kind of hiding in the bush. We're just gonna say that's Daryl. Daryl pops out and he's like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure when we were crashing and shit like that, that I saw that there was something off over in this way. There's some kind of colony or something like that. Maybe some houses or some suburbs and shit like that." But yeah, this guy here, who I'm going to say is Daryl, and I need another prisoner. But anyways, the 5 of you, because you've been with Charles as well, are all making your way into the Outlands towards what you assume is some kind of suburbs towards the city of Relium. And we'll just end it there. We'll pick it up in 2 weeks.
Excellent.
All right. That was that worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to do. I'm going to pack this map. Oh.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, cheers.
That was awesome.
I don't think I'm going to pack this
real
map.
quick, so I'll see you guys later.
All right. Bye, Vane.
Now that I actually have to learn how to play Savage Worlds again.
I know. We're gonna. This is what I was hoping that we could learn. Dramatic tasks. I was hoping we could learn chases.
Yep.
Is she ready for another game now? Is she?
Maybe. I would imagine so.
Oh, she's a right game whore, isn't she?
Oh, absolutely. All right, I'm going to take all your bennies back because and reset the cards. Your adventure cards go back in the deck because you're going to get new ones next time.
Did you have to import the suede sheets or had somebody already done them?
Somebody had already done them, but I redid a thing. If you look at your character sheet, you will notice that there is a little armor button down here, right here.
Yeah.
I put that on there. I copied the image. I took the image, I edited the circle, I shrunk it down, I moved it over there, I wrote armor underneath it with a similar font, and then when I imported it back in, I edited the script on this sheet so that there would be a text box there that you could put armor in, so that because it didn't have it. And then other than that, yeah, somebody created this. It's just an image of the fucking PDF. And
well, I was just saying, yeah, because all the documents are available through the VTT stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know how hard it is for you to import it and make it usable, though.
It's the character sheets are the hardest thing to do. They require like a lot of scripting code, a lot of moving stuff into. You use like coordinates like you would on a map. You got to set it, plus or minus the middle of the center.
Oh, yeah.
And then you do not only plus or minus, but you can do height. So, and then it's just basically when you build these are buttons. There's a code for buttons, which is just X's, or there's another code for text boxes, or I think there's a third one. I'm not sure, but you get 3 different choices that you can use. You can make a text box. You can make different things like that. And then you set the size of it, set the font, set how big it's going to be. But the
Right.
character sheets are the hardest thing. It's not
Yeah,
hard to
you're spending
do
most of your time
once you
on that.
figure it out. PDF imports are simple. You just fucking copy your PDF into your modding thing, click on the link, and create a PDF, and you're off to the races. The bennies are just Last Parsec art that I made.
Yeah.
I'm missing somebody's
And the
bennies. Oh, bays.
and again, somebody done the dice roll as well, yeah.
Somebody did the dice roller, yes, which is actually pretty cool if you look
Yeah, that
at
worked
it,
out real well.
right? Like you can double click
It's just
sixes.
like-
You know, they'll roll the whatchamacallit. So say fan the hammer. You click it 6 times. That's a fan the hammer roll right there. It's going to roll all the shit and tell you what you rolled, show you the individual rolls. So you know an 8 and a 9 would have hit because they're made at -4. So you can tell which ones are done. If it was a damage roll, it also tells you that that's like a full-on total of 28. So one roll covers it all. But yeah, I'm definitely going to move the dice rollers to the bottom
Yeah.
and move your character sheet up so you can see what the numbers are when they land.
Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The
this
dice
is. If you look at Vay's character sheet over here, there's a brain with a number on it that she can keep track of spells. That doesn't seem
Yeah,
quite right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, her power points, I don't know why they're at 13. She's casting a lot of spells. They should be lower, but whatever. They are what they are. And then these are cards, because you can import cards. So these are the spell cards from Suede. I actually have all the decks from Suede. Clear and unlock this. Here's the one set of cards. Here's the adventure deck. And then so these are the ones that you get with Suede. Power cards, you flip them over and they're the spell cards.
Yep.
Action deck is the Suede, whatchamacallit, and then the adventure deck has all the adventure cards. Easy, cheesy, peasy.
Yep. No, I like that. I got to relearn how to play this game.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
coming off of Fantasy Grounds, it's like, what am I doing? I'm just clicking stuff, and you don't really pay attention to the rules. This, I've got everything bookmarked and having to look it up, so I'm really enjoying it in that respect.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I'm going to get you guys to do is have you look up the rules while I carry on, so I'm not doing it, and then that way we know.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I should shut down the whatchamacallit. Let's hit Hobo RPG show is not affiliated with or endorsed by any companies mentioned on this show. Any of the products mentioned on our show or that appear on our website are the property and copyright of the respected owners. All items are used under fair use for educational and review purposes. All other items are the intellectual property of the Murder Hobo RPG show. Copyright 2021. All rights reserved.